Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 90 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 1 minute. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 30 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 10 seconds.
And that sound means it's time for our RFM Countdown to Kickoff. A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hal Lane Field in Holden, Massachusetts, on the campus of Wachusett Regional High School. It's great to have you along with us for high school football. Second game of our doubleheader of Week 1 here on RFM, and at 6 minutes past 6. That means we are 54 minutes to the top of the hour when we have Wachusett and Franklin for you in the back end of our Week 1 doubleheader. Looking forward to what will be an exciting matchup. It was an incredibly exciting matchup when these two teams met last year. One time these two teams have met was last year on September the 10th. It was opening week last year as well. A 37-27 Franklin win at Franklin last year, and that was the opportunity these two teams had to play one another before they come into this matchup tonight. And of course, it was a battle that ended up, of course, with two teams that had phenomenal seasons. Wachusett loses the opening game last year and then proceeds to rip off 7 straight victories to go into the postseason 7-1. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Panthers from Franklin, they finished their season at 10-1. They matriculated their way all the way through to the state semifinal of Division I and lost to eventual state champion in Springfield Central in Division I, and that was their lone loss in the 2021 season. Both teams back, a lot of familiar names and faces. We'll introduce you to them all as we matriculate ourselves over the next 53 minutes to the top of the hour. Todd Robbins, great to be along with you here on RFM Audio on our new home here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, and with our great partners in replay of this one, WLPZ 95.1 FM and WLPZ.org, replays noon on Saturdays, and then our partners at Tucka56radio.com. Their replay of this one will be Monday night at 8 p.m. So all of that coming up on the replay side of things with our partners as well, and we can't thank them enough for being a part of this expanded venture as well. And with that, I bring in my broadcast partners here on the broadcast tonight. First time, Bill Thomas, here we go. Countdown to kickoff, night number 2. We saw an unbelievable game last night, and not because it was a back-and-forth contest, but because neither any quote-unquote expert on this broadcast or any other expert on any other broadcast, print, or otherwise picked 48-6 in any direction, and Leominster comes up with the 48-6 victory to open the 2022 season. Not just their seasons, Fitchburg and Leominster, but the 2022 season across the state of Massachusetts last night. You've had some time to think about it, Bill Thomas, almost 24 hours. Still can't believe it was a 48-6 contest that was 41-6 at halftime.
Well, you're right, Todd. We saw a tremendous ball game right from the opening kickoff, which, by the way, Fitchburg tried an onside kick, which was unsuccessful, led to a 2-play touchdown, and it was the route was on right from there, I think, about 30 seconds on that first drive. But you're right. I think if anybody had Leominster winning by 1 point, I mean, I had it as a toss-up coming in, freshman quarterback against a senior quarterback, but a senior offense, half-senior offense, mostly for the Leominster, which we thought would help control things. And they pretty did at the line of scrimmage. And that was the key to the game last night. And I'm sure Kate will echo that when we pull her in for some words about last night. But it really was in the trenches, and it really helped out the freshman combination that we saw introduced to the Leominster fan base last night. And I've said it a couple times to people that I've talked about. If you're going to be listening to our broadcast the next 4 years, you're going to hear a lot of Lopez to Drinkwater.
Indeed. Osiris Lopez, the freshman starting quarterback. Caden Drinkwater, the freshman starting wide receiver. They were the standout conversations of new names that we saw last night. But, of course, you got to go back to the tried and true, those senior veteran leaders. Ricky Encarnacion has a phenomenal night last night in all 3 phases of the football game.
Offense, defense, special teams. He was everywhere.
There's a number of players we saw in the game last night that certainly have potential to talk about playing on Saturday.
Newton is right.
Mackay Newton is right there as well. But Ricky Encarnacion.
Defensive side, Delmar right.
Definitely.
All over the field, offensively and defensively, too.
Can't say enough about Ricky Encarnacion's potential upside to play on Saturdays, have that opportunity to maybe continue his career if he so chooses to go in that general
We've
direction.
seen him progress athletically on the basketball court and in the football field as he's come up in grade. He's been around, it seems like forever.
He certainly.
At least since a sophomore. And he's filled out and he's making his presence known. But I think mentally he's matured.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that wild and out-of-control player that tries to make every play on every down and ends up out of position on half of them. His brain is now caught up to his body and his maturity, and it really showed last night on both sides of the field.
No question about that. And we'll continue to look at, of course, the whole litany of things that are going on. And Bill Thomas mentioned it. We head on back to Studio P in Leominster at RFM HQ, and Kate Robbins joins us from there once again tonight. Kate, ready for night 2 of RFM Audio in week number 1. We've got a beautiful setting sun over Hal Lane Field tonight on another gorgeous week 1 night for football here tonight. But your thoughts on what we saw 24 hours ago. A year ago, I don't think any of us would have seen a 40-point route for a Leominster offense, let alone a 48-point route from a Leominster offense. It just wasn't the offense capability-wise that they had last year.
Well, it's a loaded group of items there. First and foremost, beautiful setting sun here in West Leominster as well. I've got the fans on above me. I've got my pillows ready on the couch, so I'm rip-roaring and raring to go for football season, obviously. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, last night was a bit of a statement. Obviously, we had seen Leominster in their scrimmage against a Tewksbury team, and we saw the freshman standouts in Drinkwater and in Lopez, but it's one thing to see a controlled scrimmage, but it's a whole nother ball of wax to see live gameplay, real, true live gameplay. And we got to see that coming out party, if you will, that moment where those 2 freshmen were able to step out onto the field and really show and debut just how athletic they are. Not only that, the senior leadership that Leominster has in especially Ricky Encarnacion, Mackay Stinson-Newton, and Brian Aguilar, you have a core of veteran leadership there that has been discussed at length by the coaching staff here in the early going, and talking about how they have set the tone for this team, the discipline, the attitude that they have, just their entire demeanor. And last night, not only did you see explosive plays, not only did you see big plays, but what I loved most about what I saw, not a lot of laundry being thrown on the field by the officials. And I think that has to do with some of that senior leadership. They are policing things on their own. Coach Gates has talked about the fact that he has not had to do a lot of policing of any type of attitude from his team. He says that his senior leaders take care of it before it even gets to the coaching staff. And last night, I think that what you saw, the discipline on the field, is a testament to that senior leadership. So it's kind of nice. You see that dynamicism, you see that youthful exuberance, and you saw just this standout performance by the freshmen. But we're also seeing on the flip side that tempered discipline, and that right there is a hallmark of that senior leadership, and I'm loving seeing both.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a great point, Kate, and you point to that leadership, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to talk about this because, of course, we spend a lot of time talking about student athletes from an athletic perspective, talk a little bit from a student perspective. Not only are they seeing leadership from that group on the football and in the football components, but they're also seeing leadership from that group in the classroom as well. As every day they are out there before practice. They have a study hall period that's built into their day while they wait for practice to start, and that is being driven by Ricky Encarnacion and the other senior leaders. There's something to be said for that as well. It's more, Bill Thomas, than just about football.
Yeah, and I think it's transitional. You know, how you perform in the classroom, you bring that onto the field. How you perform on the field, you bring that into the classroom, a mixing of professionalism, if it is, you know, at this level. And it's about approaching each side of your high school life with 100% professionalism and confidence in what you're doing, but buying into it and get the rest of the team, the underclassmen, the people that, you know, might not have gone through some tough times now, and the upperclassmen see the light at the end of the tunnel this year, and it looks like they're going to take the bull by the horns and lead any way they can.
And they'll have the opportunity to do that. So many more weeks to talk about that. We'll be back with Leominster next Friday night, Week 2 action. Leominster heads back to Doyle Field for their home opener. They welcome the Highlanders of Doherty for Week 2 action. We'll have that for you on RFM on these same platforms and with our partners in replay, WLPZ and Tucka 56 Radio for next week as well on Friday night. And then we also welcome Leominster TV back, our live television partners with us as well. That's all next Friday. That's a preview of Week 2 action. Bring our focus right back here to Holden and Hal Lane Field tonight as we find ourselves kind of gearing up for game day here. It's like being in the midst of college game day environment. You got the parking lot party that is beginning to form
mobile
up.
Broadcast studio here, right field side, high above, behind the grandstands on the visiting side, and surrounded by fans, tailgaters, and people backed in all around us. Great scene here, and it's very similar to Doyle on a smaller scale. You can't get your cars into Doyle, but this is kind of like Doyle with cars.
And you commented on just the beautiful setting here, of course. If you're not familiar with the campus here at Wachusett Regional, it's a series of tiered hills that work their way up from street level all the way up into their athletic complex behind the building. And the football complex kind of nestled right in the midst of some rolling hills. You've got a beautiful tree line. We mentioned the setting sun off the top of the broadcast. Just so many great things. And a look all the way up at Mount Wachusett.
I noticed that. I never
the
noticed
peak from
that
here
look
as well.
The trees, but yeah. Such a beautiful setting, Todd. You're spot on.
Great scene all around. 17 minutes past 6, working our way to the top of the hour, and we have Wachusett and Franklin for you. Second game of our Week 1 doubleheader here on a Friday night. Let's give you the rundown for what will come your way next. We go around the region. We've got the marquee matchup for you. I'll head on down to the field. I'll talk with Wachusett head coach Mike Dubzinski as we'll go inside the headset. We'll have the starting lineups for both schools and Bill Thomas's favorite, the coin toss, all as we lead our way up to the live streaming play-by-play tonight. We're going to step aside for a moment here on RFM. When we come back, Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins take you around the region. They'll also take a look at some of the matchups that are out on the field tonight. All that as we continue. You're listening to the Countdown to Kickoff, Wachusett and Franklin, here on RFM.
What does the 50th anniversary of Title IX mean? It means I'm valued, I'm empowered, I can do anything. It means I'll pave the way for every girl who plays high school sports in the future, just like every female student, coach, official, and administrator blaze the trail for me. Because every student deserves the opportunity to play. Encourage girls you know to participate in Massachusetts high school sports.
This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Massachusetts for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, and we are back to week one action. Billy and Todd out at Hal Lane Field on the campus of Wachusett Regional High School tonight on this beautiful Friday evening, September the 9th. Week one action, Bill Thomas, in Massachusetts. It's Chamber of Commerce weather out there, is it not?
It is, Kate. You just stole my line. I love it. Usually I save that for NASCAR weekends, but, yeah, I mean, we've been blessed with two great Thursday and Friday nights to start our football season here, and started off with a tremendous game last night. I'm expecting nothing less here. Two great teams that went deep into the playoffs last year, and expecting a great matchup here for both of them to open the season.
My kind of weather out there. I will take this over the November and December weather any day of the week. That is for sure. Now, if we take a look at the type of situation that we were in last night, obviously at Crocker Field in Fitchburg, we had a matchup of Leominster and Fitchburg, not Division I teams. Now we're up. This is the big boys. This is the real deal when we're getting teams from inside of that 495 loop. And even just taking a look at Franklin's roster, it is extensive in its length. Usually we take a look at Wachusett's roster and it's pretty spectacular, but putting together the spotter charts today with Todd, it's very obvious that for both of these teams, not a lot of student athletes playing on both sides of the ball. They have people specializing on either offense or defense. So we're going to get essentially a full 22 and really have a lot of student athletes involved in the action tonight, Bill.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, Kate. I was trying to match up, see who's going both ways. Sometimes with senior-laden teams, they tend to rely on those seniors on both sides of the ball. But I'm not seeing a lot of that from either team. But, yeah, you're right. I think Franklin's starting a few more underclassmen, as in juniors. You know, we don't go much further than that. Maybe they might have one sophomore mixed in there. But much like Wachusett, they're loaded with senior talent also, mix in a couple of juniors on both sides of the ball. And but I think we're going to see a lot of fresh players tonight. We're not going to see, especially in the trenches, there's only a couple of kids that are going both ways that I've found so far. And, you know, it's usually an offensive lineman or two going defense too, and then you get a running back or a wide receiver playing a linebacker or a wide receiver or playing a safety spot. But, yeah, we're going to see a lot of fresh kids, a lot of fast action tonight.
I think you're absolutely right about that. And I think talking as we do, generally speaking, and I'm going to use terminology, Bill Thomas, that you like to use, all the time we talk about people that are specialty positions, you know, the glamour positions, as Bill Thomas likes to call them, the running backs and the wide receivers and the quarterback play. But all too often, the success or failure of a team happens inside the trenches on that offensive and defensive line. And so tonight, especially because we are more familiar with Wachusett's side of the ball, the very prolific quarterback, Tucker Mcdonald, back in action for the Mountaineers. He has been absolutely tremendous as a multi-sport athlete for Wachusett. He's going to need that assistance from his offensive line to be able to get the ball to his specialty players, because he's going up against a pretty large line on the defensive side of the ball in this Franklin team.
Yeah, you know, I think that what Tucker McDonald and what an athlete, what a career he's had here at Wachusett. I think we've seen him across all three sports that we cover in one fashion or another, especially, you know, the football and basketball side of things. But he's a senior with a lot of experience. He's one of those kids that whenever we face them, we're like, hasn't that kid graduated yet?
Yes.
You know, we got another year of him, you know, and we see that time when we were with the St. John's and the Shrewsburys. It's like, come on, where are they getting these kids from, you know? But he does have a lot of seniors around him, and I think that's going to play out well. You know, I think not looking at the history of these teams who was on the rosters last year with all the seniors and juniors, I'm quite sure that a lot of these kids played in that first time they played last year, and they started off this series that now they're building on this year. And so there could be a small personal history here, a little bit of a revenge factor. You know, it was high scoring on both sides. I think it was 37-27 last year. And, you know, I'm sure there's a little bit of revenge factor. Even though it's not the type of rivalry that Fitchburg and Leominster has built, there could be something on the horizon here.
And I think that you're probably right about that. And one of the things that you mentioned, again, talking about how Wachusett does have a history with this Franklin team. Wachusett is probably in central Massachusetts one of the best at getting competition inside the 495, inside the 128 loops to make sure that their quality opponent points and that their essentially power rating is such that they're going to be able to make a run in the playoffs, and they're going to be able to put themselves in a position in which all of their opponents are of exceptional quality to really help them out in the long run. And so this is a situation where in times past, you would be like, what is Wachusett doing playing somebody like Franklin? Because they're a Central Mass team. Well, with this new statewide playoff, this is exactly the point. This is exactly what they're looking to have to do, because you need those quality opponents in order to position yourself, especially in football, where you only have a few short weeks before that playoffs. You only have a sample size of 8 games, some of which have to be in your league. That sample size is so small that the math really does come into play with who you get out of league as an opponent, right, Bill Thomas?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and it's definitely a byproduct of the new power ranking system that was introduced a year or two ago. And, you know, you got to seek out quality opponents, and you can't just keep playing your traditional rivals if they're not beneficial to you in the long run. Yeah, you don't want to destroy the Thanksgiving games and the long-term rivalries, and we've already heard complaints about that, but I'm quite sure last year Franklin had to drop a team that they probably played year in and year. I mean, Wachusett had to drop a team they played year in and year out to go outside the norm, to go venture out towards 495, look for a quality opponent to help build out the power points, because you're right, you only get 7 games to establish yourself in either you're in the top 32 or you're at least 500, but you want to try to build those points up, get yourself a home game, position yourself to go deep in the playoffs. And that's what both of these teams are thinking going forward. You know that when Wachusett or whoever made the first call, hey, what do you think about next year? Yeah, oh, absolutely. You want to open the season. Let's get it going. I'm quite sure that there was enthusiasm from both athletic departments.
And it's a wild, it's become the Wild West with regard to the scheduling situation. I mean, even think about it. Bill Thomas, we don't even talk about the St. John's Pioneers anymore because they're not in exactly right. They're not even in the conversation of Central Mass anymore because they've chosen to abdicate their region and go into that Catholic conference. They're not able to schedule Central Mass teams anymore. So, you know, the Leominster St. John's game or the Wachusett St. John's game, or the only one left really is St. John's will continue to play their arch rival in the same town of Shrewsbury. But I mean, it's wild how the regionalism has really kind of gone by the wayside, especially in the football. Billy, are you trying to get an invite to one of those tailgates? I can hear people there.
Somebody's car alarm got activated, but I tell you, we're right in the middle of the tail. You know what it is on the visiting side of the field here.
Oh yes.
Cars surrounded us, people tailgating, and I don't see any barbecues, but there are a few picnics going on. And I tell you, this is a great atmosphere. Like I was saying earlier, this is kind of like Doyle Field with the cars. You know, it's a very festive atmosphere. And, yeah, I mean, I know how much you love coming here, too, in this broadcast station we have here. Back of my friend's pickup truck is spectacular.
I mean, there's nothing better than snuggling up with you and Todd in the bed of a pickup truck on a Friday night after a long day of school.
And we were joking earlier about, and let's get back to more serious stuff. You know, you talk about searching for opponents. We're traveling to Peabody for the first time, I believe, later on in the season, and it's part of our Leominster Blue Devils coverage. You know, they used to play the Everetts. They used to play the what was the other one down there? Brockton. Everett and Brockton, and they beat Brockton when they were number one back in the 80s and number one in the country, I believe, at the time. And
that's correct.
But, you know, that history kind of went by the wayside over time and, you know, coaching changes and different philosophies. But I think we're going to see some more of that going forward. And I think it's great. It's tremendous for the fan base that doesn't want to keep seeing the same teams over and over again. But it's going to be a challenge, I think, going forward for some of these teams to schedule quality opponents and make it pay off for them in the long run.
You're absolutely right. Well, let's shift gears here for just a moment while Todd wraps up with Coach Dubzinski down on the field. We're going to take a look at the Around the Region, Bill Thomas.
How did you make out, Kate? Did you read the newspaper today?
So Lowell and Tewksbury didn't play each other because Tewksbury's playing Danvers tonight at 7.
How did that happen? Was that
I don't know.
Was that like maybe a preseason thing that didn't get straightened out in the scheduling?
It may have been. I don't know, but I checked Twitter because I knew you were going to jump right on this. And I said,
I don't
my
twit,
goodness.
So.
You are a twit. That's why. So Danvers is playing Tewksbury, so we'll take care of that.
What is Lowell doing?
I couldn't find anything for
Lowell.
Now I got to go find Lowell.
Yeah, see if they can find an open week opponent. But I know you'll sort it out by halftime. We'll do a rundown, and you'll have some numbers for us one way or the other.
You're darn right.
We got I'll tell you, a lot around the region tonight for you to cover. You're going to be busy
gal.
One on paper hanger there.
I am going to be one. Yeah. My favorite thing ever is when Todd says, "So Kate, this is what you need to do tonight," because
that's
I don't have
what you
anything
do.
else going on. That's right. So obviously our lone final from last night, Leominster victorious against Fitchburg out at Crocker Field last night, the final 48-6 there. We know that Danvers is going to be playing Tewksbury tonight because I said so. St. John's heads to Mansfield tonight. That's a 7 o'clock kick. Valley Tech is at St. Bernard's. Millbury heads to Assabet Valley. Go Aztecs.
Yeah.
Bay Path is at Southbridge. We've got a 6 o'clock kickoff out in Fitchburg at Monty Tech. Murdoch heads to Monty Tech. 6 o'clock kick there. 6:30 kick for Air Shirley at Worcester Tech. That's because that's being played at Foley Stadium in Worcester, and they do not do 7 p.m. starts because they don't anymore. I'll just leave it at that.
Because it's Worcester.
Because I said so.
Yeah.
Doherty heads to Algonquin tonight. Leicester is at South. Burncoat heads to Bartlett tonight. Andover is at Shrewsbury. We know that Franklin is at Wachusett because Bill Thomas and Todd Robbins are there. That's correct. Tantascwa is at Marlborough. Marlborough's marching band, the Marching Panthers, had a fabulous social media post today. They are so impressive. Cannot wait to see them again in the future. They are rip-roaring and raring to go for the season.
We've enjoyed them in the past.
You're absolutely right. A game that we are definitely going to be taking a very close look at. Grafton heads to Neshoba. Neshoba is Leominster's Week 3 opponent. So we're going to be keeping a keen eye on that 7 o'clock kick out in Bolton, Massachusetts there. Burlington is at Westboro tonight. North Middlesex is at Littleton. Oakmont heads to Narragansett. West Boylston is at Northbridge. Gardner heads to Quabbin. Shepherd Hill is at Acton Boxborough tonight. Clinton is at Hudson. Lunenburg heads to Oxford. Maynard is at Chelmsford. And tomorrow, the lone Saturday game that we have slated on our Around the Region. This one's for you, Bill Thomas. St. Paul heads to the Nipmuc Warriors.
Nipmuc Warriors. I might have to
That's
take a ride to the little sleepy town of Upton. And
That's right.
What time is the start on that game, Kate?
Is
it a morning game? Yeah, I'm curious.
I will get on that for you.
But yeah, that might be a road trip for me tomorrow.
She'll have that update for you by halftime.
Don't worry, I've already tasked her with some stuff to have by halftime.
Todd Robbins, you missed it. Tewksbury didn't play a role
They
last
didn't even play.
night,
There was
by
a
the
mix-up
way.
in the schedule.
Only game in the state that ended up
That's
being
right.
Fitchburg
We were
Leominster.
the only show in town.
How
They're
about
playing
that?
Danvers tonight.
Wow. Okay, so that whole thing was just bizarre.
Yep.
Bizarre to say the
that
least.
is your Week 1 Around the Region. We're going to welcome back to the mobile broadcast unit Mr. Todd Robbins, who I'm surprised was able to get his interview with Coach Dubs done in less than 25 minutes. So congratulations to you.
Was successful in getting down on the field, getting back up here successfully. Said hello to some folks. It's a great night, great atmosphere, crowd filing.
You are man about town.
Oh, I gotta say, we're getting out on this new kind of RFM, platform. We can get out and see new things and go to new places. This is quite the environment tonight for what is got to be one of those games in the state that everybody is looking at. It's going to be a table setter here in the top division across Massachusetts tonight, and we've got the broadcast for you. And it's fair to say, I think, exclusively, although we might have some community access friends down here, but generally, okay. I think we've got the exclusive live broadcast tonight. So we're excited about that as well. Kate, thank you so much. Check back in with you in a little bit. And this is our opportunity to reset things on our countdown to kickoff. 25 minutes to the top of the hour when we have Wachusett and Franklin for you here on RFM Audio. These same platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. With our partners on delay, WLPZ 95.1 FM. They've got your action for you on Saturdays at noontime. And then our friends at Tucka56radio.com and Tucka56 on Live 365, or Tucka56 Radio, excuse me. That's TUCK 56, the numbers, RADIO. That is correct. TUCKA. Tucka56radio.com on Live 365.
Get it right.
They've got that. I know. I'm trying to get them all right.
I know he's listening.
Whew, but I appreciate it.
Did you get a text?
I haven't got a text yet, but Dick Tucker, we
Dick.
thank him so much. Great to have them as partners as well.
The voice of Doyle Field.
Monday night, 8 o'clock, we'll have that action on Tucka 56 Radio for you. All right, we're going to step aside here on our countdown to kickoff, reset things. When we come back, we go inside the headset with Wachusett head coach Mike Dubzinski. All that as we continue. You're listening to the countdown to kickoff right here on RFM.
The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Massachusetts, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine. Alan Glennie quarterbacks his ball club. Delakia's in the end zone. And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John Ulecki.
Warren Muir.
LeClaire.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Toomley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
Di Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis.
Mcdonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins.
Geraldo Rivera.
Gray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in Central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM, continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning for the Stickney and Ron Lamar.
Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Spence along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker.
Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins.
From Hal Lane Field in Holden, Massachusetts, we say good evening once again, everyone. Here on RFM Audio, our countdown to kickoff continues. We've got Wachusett and Franklin for you. Week 1 high school football here on RFM coming up at the top of the hour. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ. Great to have you along with us for action here on a Friday night. Week 1 of action, second game of our doubleheader week 1. Plenty of fun and excitement still to come this season, but this is our first of about 3 doubleheader weeks we've got built into the schedule. We're able to give you action on multiple nights throughout the season. As we welcome you back to our countdown to kickoff and getting you set for kickoff of Wachusett and Franklin coming up, a battle of 2 Division I playoff teams that look to see each other again throughout the year. We've got our opportunity now down on the field. I went inside the headset with Wachusett head coach Mike Dubzinski. Down on the field, we go inside the headset with Wachusett head coach Mike Dubzinski. And Coach, great to see you here on a Friday night. It is week 1 of action. It has all the feels of high school football. It's a beautiful night, beautiful setting. We've got a great game here and a great week 1 challenge for both schools. Both of you had a great battle in week 1 last year, and I know you guys have been looking forward to seeing each other again.
Yeah, it's a great night for high school football. It's a great night for the communities, the Wachusett region. We're just excited to play tonight.
Give us a little bit of a picture here. Obviously, you go back through your season last year, 8-3, had a great run, tough playoff loss, tough loss on Thanksgiving. You were 7-1 to that point when things kind of devolved at the very end of the season. But since that time, you've had a lot of off-season, a lot of time for a lot of players to mature. What's the status of the program at this point as we get ready for week 1 action?
So we're real happy with the effort and the turnout our kids put forth. We do stress that our kids play a lot of multi-sports. So whether it be basketball, baseball, lacrosse, and they have done that, and it's really a unique thing with Wachusett. We want everybody to participate in other sports. So that's been great, and those who don't, come to the weight room and get bigger and faster and hopefully stronger. So we've had a good offseason.
That's awesome. As you get yourself ready now in focus, obviously you've had a short week. Week 1 of action is always difficult. You've got a kind of a condensed week. You're trying to come off of a scrimmage last week, kind of get yourselves prepared here. How much is this first week about dealing with your own team versus game planning against what's going to be across from you?
It's a combination of both. I think you have to make sure that we're well prepared in all phases of the game, special teams, offense, defense, making sure we have the right personnel on every single play, and then obviously trying to prepare for Franklin. They're a tremendous program, played in the state semifinal game last year. They've got about 12 returning starters, so we're going to have our hands full.
And you certainly are no slouch of athletes over on this side of the field. You mentioned multi-sport athletes. Tucker Mcdonald will be your quarterback tonight, and he is a multi-sport athlete. He's shown some great growth, some great development. Another year older, another year more confident in running things. How do you expect him? What are your expectations for him running your offense?
I just hope we play well. That's all.
Short, simple, and to the point. As you look at your team tonight, when you're going through the first half of action and you're seeing things develop against Franklin, what will be an indication to you? What's the thing that you look at and say, okay, this is going the direction I want it to go? What's the number one thing you're looking at?
Got to try to win all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and turnovers. No, I didn't say special teams. I said turnovers. Got to try to win all three of those phases.
Win those three phases of the game, you put yourself in a good situation. Coming up top of the hour, we've got Wachusett and Franklin for you here on RFM. Coach Mike Dubzinski, what's your key to victory tonight?
Just try to win all three phases of the game. That's it. Hopefully block, tackle, and run. That's all.
There was a tough coach on himself that said to me in his keys to the game, not make too many boneheaded play calls. You got to go easy on yourself there, Coach.
Let's hope the coach makes a couple good decisions tonight.
Good luck, Coach.
Great to see you guys.
Down on the field with Fitchburg High School. That's Wachusett head coach Mike Dubzinski. I had a great conversation with him, as was evidenced there. Always great to get a chance to see him. And again, this is another one of those great pieces, Bill Thomas, about being here with RFM Audio and picking up some broadcasts all around the region. Some of these coaches we only usually see once a year when Leominster crosses paths with them, to have an opportunity now to get out and actually see them at other times of the year. You get a chance to kind of see where their seasons begin, and Leominster and Wachusett don't meet up for another handful of weeks from now. So to get a chance to see them here against Franklin, kind of where they start to then where they will be 5-6 weeks from now, it's an exciting opportunity. And Coach, of course, like everybody, this fall season, the old adage is, hope springs eternal, right?
Everybody's tied for first place.
Here we go. Everybody's tied for first place.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to start their action, start their season. And
everybody's healthy for the most part, which you like to see.
And you could hear the excitement in their voices.
And I didn't catch his entire breakdown, but I know in an earlier conversation when you asked him what it's going to take to win tonight.
Yes.
I believe he said score one more point than the other team.
Another great
I didn't hear. I thought when he said,
point.
I thought that was going to be his key to the game, would be scoring one more point than the other team. That's his ultimate philosophy. Whatever it takes to score one more point, that's how we win the game.
I have been so very fortunate to spend so many years talking to members of the Dubzinski family before games, after games.
Close-knit in the Leominster community, and now they've expanded out.
Out from them. It goes back to Gardner, Bill Thomas. It's a Gardner family, and then works its way out from there. And one of the things that I never noticed, John Dubzinski was the first Dubzinski that I was interviewing back when I was a high school student years and years and years ago, got started doing this. And when I would ask him for his keys to the game, he would, give me something: offense, defense, special teams. Offense, defense, special teams. 4 years we did that. It took me until sometime in college when I realized, wow, he really just told me he's got to win all three phases of the game. That was it. That was all he kept telling me.
Yeah.
So it cracked me up when Mike said that. Offense, defense, special teams. We do that. We're in really good shape. And that,
Any
really,
coach
when you
will tell
boil
you
the
that,
game down, that's it.
That's a Belichick answer.
Yes.
How are you going to win the game? We're going to win all three phases.
You win all three
phases. We have
phases
to win
of the
all
game.
three phases. And we have to score one more point. That's it.
And I think as you look at these two communities, we're going to go over the starting lineups here coming up in a moment as we get closer and closer to kickoff. But the number of returning players on both of these teams that are back from last year, back from a team that was a state semifinalist, back from a team that lost in a state quarterfinal. These are a lot of veteran returning players who played a 10-point game last year that Franklin won in week one.
Competitors.
Here we go again.
And Kate and I touched on that. It's I don't know if there was any history beyond last year when if they renewed the rivalry, or they just decided to create a new one because of the PowerPoint ranking system. But
in my research back to 2004, they had not played.
Yeah, Kate and I touched on that. That a lot of returning players, I'm guessing, being such senior and junior laden teams, that there's not a lot of history, but I'm sure there's some memories.
Yes, no question about that. And of course, when you have a limited sample size and it prepares you for that postseason that is coming, there is definitely, positivity and beneficial decision-making when you can get out and see some of these teams from other parts of the state, because you don't want the first time you see some of these teams to be the first time you show up on a playoff bracket against them.
Right, because that could end up happening. And, it's always good to plan ahead somewhat if you can to have a feel for what might be coming 3 months down the road. But you got to get there first. And this is really the first step for both of these teams. What I'm really looking forward to is which senior quarterback outshines the other, because I think everything's going to kind of flow around that. Yeah, it's going to start in the trenches, as Kate will touch on, I'm sure, and we'll be watching as the game goes on. But it's been a while since we've had two veteran senior quarterbacks match up against each other in a game we've covered, and I'm really excited to see which quarterback handles this opening game pressure the best.
It will be an interesting point to see. Let's meet those starting lineups, beginning first with the Wachusett offense. Left to right across the line. It's Brendan Liddy and Tyler Turcott protecting the left side. The center is Malik Angelin. The right side of the line protected by Harrison Rolfs and Hudson Foster, both returners on the Wachusett line. Down through the specialists and on into the skilled positions, the wide receivers, Matt Reiki, Grayson Baker, Joe Capabianca, Arturo Johnson. The running back is Aiden McGeary, one of three. It will be a platooned system for the Mountaineers, but Aiden McGeary will be the starter tonight. And the quarterback is Tucker Mcdonald. Starting lineup for the Panthers on the defensive side of the ball, a 4-4 front with the possibilities to maybe flex that a little bit on down and distance situations. Beginning with their front line, the defensive ends, Emmett Lackey and Julian Rampand. The nose tackle is Caden Colella, and Brock Gabbis is the defensive tackle. In the linebacking core, you've got Nick Quintina, Jermaine Fletcher, Ethan Flom, and Jack Nutter. And the defensive backs, Divine Johnson, Luke Sidwell, Bobby Padilla, and Connor Clausen. Reversing sides of things, let's meet the Panther starting offense, and it begins with their quarterback, Jace Lyons, the returning senior who Bill Thomas was referencing a few moments ago. Starting at the running back position, you've got Michael David, and then you work your way through the wide receiver core. Luke Davis, Josh Ribeiro, Derek DeBrisk, and Luke Trenanes. And then the tight end, Owen Scarborough, with Grayson Hunter, the other tight end. In the kicking game, Garrett Portesi does the punting and kicking duties. Defending up front, the line on the offensive side for the Panthers. Ben Ryan snaps the football. The guards, Brock Gabbis and Brandon Large. The tackles, Leo Muse and Ben Papa. To the other side of the football, we go to the Mountaineer 4-4 defense. It looks like this. The four up front, Blaze Zidzin, Ryan Greeny. Defensive ends, Grayson Baker and Harrison Rolfs, both returners. The linebacking core, Chris Smith, Aiden McGeary, Angel Rosa, Ethan Bloomquist. The defensive backs, Matt Reiki, Kyle Citro, and Luke Snyder. And those are your starting lineups for both communities as we get you closer and closer to action tonight. And Bill Thomas, one of the things that we know about this Mountaineer team and kind of hearing some of the scouting report, this is a team that has typically been a wing tee, old-fashioned, ground and pound the football type of school, whether it's pound it up the middle, work it out the ends, pound it into the teeth of the defense, however they choose to do it. And this season, because of the athletes they've had, they're balancing that attack a little bit more. And they also have a very talented quarterback with a little bit more of a spread offense. You're going to see more wide receivers out in the formations, more spread, and you're going to see Tucker Mcdonald look to move the football around and pick his spots.
Yeah, I think, and that's a byproduct of the talent that you have as you progress. If that's going to give you a better chance to win, you spread out the defense a little bit. But I think we're going to see a lot of what Wachusett has done in the past, too. You don't just completely abandon what's been
worked.
Successful.
That's right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you got to mix and match a little bit. And I think we saw that with Leominster last night. They, Devin Gates got out of his usual offensive type sets that we saw for the last couple of years. He opened things up a little bit, but he had different personnel on the field that allowed him to do that. And that's really where it all starts. You can do all the complaining you want about play calling and results, but it really starts with the athletes, and then you got to put them in the best position to be successful. Coach Dubs, I think, is doing that this year.
Indeed, they are. We'll see how that dimension plays in as we get closer and closer to kickoff. As we work our way to 8 minutes to the top of the hour, getting closer and closer to that posted 7 o'clock kickoff, or here inside the stadium scoreboard, about 6 minutes or so to said posted kickoff time. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is high school football on RFM.
You're listening live to Rivalry Family Media, streaming audio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For those enjoying our encore presentation, you're listening to our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ Low Power FM, Leominster.
Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden, getting closer and closer to kickoff of Wachusett and Franklin for you. Crowd continues to come in. Sun has completely disappeared into the horizon line, and we get the beautiful picturesque colors of fall starting to fill the sky with your reds and your oranges and your pinks against that
Feel
baby
that
blue backdrop.
In the
Yes.
air. As soon as the sun went down, dropped 10 degrees almost instantaneously, but it's a great night for football.
Indeed it is, and we are ready for action. And, of course, this is just kind of that starting point. You know, everybody is kind of out different ways to start off their season, but very quickly here, teams are going to start to head into their parts of the schedule that get them into their league play, what traditionally was league play prior to the MIAA postseason. Wachusett from here, they're back at Hal Lane Field next week. They've got Fitchburg coming in next week, a Fitchburg team under Coach Greg Graham that is going to be in search of their identity next week as they start to move their way through this season. After that, Minnechaug comes here to Hal Lane Field, and Acton Boxborough after that. Wachusett doesn't leave home field until October 7th, when they go to New Hampshire to play Salem High School in Salem, New Hampshire. It's the first road game.
Salem,
Wachusett
New Hampshire,
plays.
or Salem, Massachusetts?
No, Salem,
New Hampshire.
Huh? New
That's
matchup there
interesting.
as well. Yes.
Interesting.
And then on the Franklin side of things, they're kind of half home, half away throughout the handful of weeks. The next couple of weeks, they've got home games. They head home to play a Brockton Boxer squad that we don't get to talk about here in Central Mass very much anymore. And there's a real clear reason for that, Bill Thomas. There isn't a lot of benefit prior to this season. There's no real incentive to play teams like that when Wachusett and Leominster used to routinely play Brockton and Xaverian and Everett.
Yep.
And these schools in Eastern Mass that are these big power schools, not a lot of incentive to do that much.
And there wasn't a lot of incentive for them to travel this way either, because it wasn't worth it in the long run. You know, there was no upside.
They were losing points.
You know,
when
when the points was different, it was like a 10, 8, 12, depending on you played up, you played down. It was a much different system, but there was no value to try to chase points out of your region, because if you beat somebody the next block down from you in the same town, or you beat somebody 50 miles away, it was all worth the same.
That's right. And now we see the communities continue to file in here at Hal Lane Field. Nice crowd on hand here. We're up in the midst of the parking lot party up above the visiting side of the field. Folks bringing in their cars, tailgating, sitting in their own chairs at their own vehicles. There's a lot of benefit to that, Bill Thomas.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, if somehow Doyle could find out a way to allow one end of the area to become a raised parking lot,
yes,
it would just ramp up the atmosphere there. It would be above and beyond what we have now. And we say it time and time again, we probably have the best home field advantage and the facility in the state.
Franklin has not left the field since arriving off the bus. They have completed their warm-ups. They have matriculated over here to the near sideline. They'll be directly below our broadcast position. And they await the arrival of the Mountaineers, who I see down at their locker room coming out of the field house. They have begun their march shoulder to shoulder all the way out from their locker room, 2 by 2 in perfect synchronicity. And they will continue to walk their way up before making their appearance through the tunnel of cheerleaders and out onto the Hal Lane Field turf tonight. Down on the field, Bill Thomas, the turf here at Hal Lane is in phenomenal shape.
It looks
I had a nice walk down there as I went to go
nice
talk to Coach Dubzinski, and it's just in great shape. You can tell the maintenance has been done on it, and you can hear the crowd. Student section begins to get excited. They can see their Mountaineers starting to form up, and they're awaiting the signal to take the field, and here come the Mountaineers as they begin their run out down through the tunnel, wearing their white helmets with the triple stripe up the middle, black, white, and evergreen. The evergreen color rush uniforms top to bottom, evergreen tops and evergreen bottoms with the white numerals front and back, Mountaineers across the chest. Meanwhile, the visiting Panthers from Franklin, they're wearing the road white tops, navy blue bottoms, trimmed with baby blue, call it maybe Columbia blue, numerals front and back, and a new helmet look over the last couple of seasons from what they've worn historically. It is a white helmet with an italicized F on either side. If you're familiar with the University of Florida's Gators and their new F, it's a stylized version of that in navy blue, trimmed in baby blue. Triple stripe for them as well. Navy blue, white, and baby blue in the center. As the captains head toward midfield, it's time for Bill Thomas and tonight's coin toss.
I'm watching. Officials have been out there for quite a while conversing. I don't know if you know any of the officiating crew tonight, Todd.
This is a veteran squad
Sure
we've seen before. We'll see throughout the season here in Central Mass. Public address announcer introducing the starters to the crowd as they work their way through, and the officials show them the coin down on the field. Coin is up, Bill Thomas, and we await the signal.
Looks like Wachusett won the coin toss. They have elected to. I'm gonna pick that low-hanging fruit, defer till the second half, but let's wait for the official signal. Oh, the Wachusett's going to be receiving the opening kickoff. They want to go right on offense. They'll be traveling right to left across your radio dial.
Indeed they will. And here go the captains back toward their respective teams as they ramp themselves up for action. I believe we will have a pep band performance coming up here in a moment as well. I can see them forming up for tonight's national anthem as well. We await that national anthem. Let's join the public address system and the marching Mountaineers for tonight's national anthem. Tell me this community is not ready for high school football as the student section finishes the national anthem along with the pep band for the Mountaineers. And now both teams retreat to their benches as we get set for action. It appears to be a utility vest night for the Mountaineer student section.
A lot of safety vest colors.
Yeah, I was going to say
there.
perhaps it's a neon night, but it appears that everybody went down to your local hard-working type store where you might get your public works outfits, and they brought out the utility green, utility orange. See some utility pink sprinkled in there as well. As the Panthers head toward their 40-yard line at our left. Bill Thomas, we're getting closer and closer to the play-by-play.
And you are listening to high school football from RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. It's time for our signature play-by-play. Now with the call of the game, the voice of high school football, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left, and we are ready for kickoff. Garrett Portesi does the kicking for the Panthers. He will march the distance up. Line is evenly split on either side of the ball. Portesi scans his line, begins the approach, swings the right leg, and launches one downfield end over end through the end zone and out the back of it for a touchback. Mountaineers first down 10, their own 20-yard line, and away we go. Bill
Where's
Thomas
that kid going to
with
college?
A booming
5
right
yards
leg.
deep in the end zone. Sign that kid up.
Wow is all I got to say.
Where we got, and that's
kick.
Another senior on the Franklin side of the ball.
Indeed it is. So 12 minutes still on the board as time does not come off the clock, but week 1 of 2022 is underway everywhere all across Massachusetts tonight. Out to the line come the Mountaineers with their quarterback, Tucker McDonald. He scans the line in a shotgun set. Trips located to the right of the formation. Takes that snap, looks out to the right, throws the wide receiver screen complete to Reiki, who slips a defender, moves his way up the right sideline, crosses the 25 and reaches toward the 30 before being pushed out of bounds.
Looks like they're going to mark him about the 26 or 7.
Yeah, 27 it looks like.
26, I think, Todd. Maybe a 20. Yeah, we'll give him 7 on that.
Gain of 7 on the play.
A lot of bodies over there on the far side of the field.
2nd down and 3. Same shotgun set. The handoff went inside. First carry this time went for 23 on the carry. Aiden McGeary gained 5 on the play, and McGeary's got a Mountaineer first down. It's a platooned running back situation for the Mountaineers. It's Snopkowski, it's McGeary, and Corelli all in the possible running back spot throughout the night. Low shotgun snap here on 1st and 10. McDonald picks it up, rolls out to his left at the line, snaps a throw across the middle, complete across the 50-yard line for Reiki on that long drag route, tripped up across the 45 and down at the Panther 40-yard line. Great play by Tucker McDonald, good for 34.
What a play right there. McDonald has his head on a swivel, comes around the left corner and finds his wide receiver wide open, hits him right in the numbers.
And McDonald's got his team right back at the line. 1st down and 10 at the Panther 40-yard line, marching from right to left. The shotgun snap for McDonald. Blitz comes. He's hit as he throws, but the pass is caught by Grayson Baker. Good for a gain of about 5. Make it 2nd down and 5. A great 1st down play. And here come the Mountaineers again.
Huddle.
They're racing to the line.
Yep.
McDonald is directing traffic.
And we've said you can't coach size, and size pays off right there. Big tight end, big quarterback.
Out of the gun, 4 receivers set, 2 evenly split. The give was for Snopkowski. Back to the line, and here comes a flag.
Late.
Bulleted in from the back judge into the midst of the action. There is a helmet off on a player out on the field. We'll get the signal. Kyle Citro has his helmet out, his head not attached.
Officials are facing towards the Franklin.
Personal foul, blow to the head,
side.
signaled against the Panthers. They'll mark off 15 yards, and that will result in a Mountaineer 1st down.
That comes from the end of the run, I'm guessing. Dead ball. I don't know if that was dead ball situation or if that was on the tackle, but it's going to cost.
It came late.
Franklin
very
15.
late.
Yeah.
And now marches the football across the 25-yard line and up to the Panther 21. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the Panther 21-yard line for the Mountaineers, whose offense is moving pretty good here 2 minutes into the 2022 season as we pass the 10-minute mark here in the 1st quarter in a scoreless football game. First offensive possession for either school. McDonald with the shotgun snap and a procedure call as a flag will come out and stop the play. False start signaled against the Mountaineers. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15, as they'll move back to the Panther 26-yard line.
New look spread offense paying off for the Mountaineers here on this first drive, running a lot out of the same sets, but same look but different plays, and that's how you confuse the defense.
McDonald has a conversation with his team, and they will trot their way back to the line for 1st and 15 at the Panther 26, middle of the field, going right to left. Shotgun set, 4 receivers evenly split in the formation. McDonald asks for the ball, backpedals 5 steps, slaps that one 3/4, might have made some contact before getting dropped by 2 defenders, and a great tap by Bobby Padilla, the defensive back coming up and blitzing McDonald, gave him a tap on the helmet for the athletic play, incomplete. It'll be 2nd
him
and 15.
and Julian Rampino in on that, pressure McDonald, pass falls incomplete.
2nd down and 15, Panther 26-yard line. Shotgun set, McGeary in the backfield with McDonald. Back to pass on 5 steps. McDonald looks to the right and throws. Pattis is caught across the 20-yard line and rolling to the 15. It's Matt Reiki. Gains back some of what was lost on the penalty, plus a little bit more. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and about 3 to go. A gain of 11.
Nice pass right there. Good patience by McDonald and throwing a low bullet only where his receiver can catch it.
And he's able to throw, Bill Thomas, from all 3 planes. He can come over the top, come 3/4, come sidearm. McDonald on the delay, keeps the ball himself, straight up the middle, gets popped toward the goal line. He is just shy, but inside of the 5. He's got a Mountaineer 1st down, does Tucker McDonald. It'll be 1st down and goal to go after that gain of 11 with his legs.
Tell you, he ain't afraid to call his own number, not taking any chances right there, and wouldn't be at all surprised to see that same play again.
That middle opened up behind his center, Malik
His
Angela.
offensive line, they're getting blown up on pass plays, but holding their own on the run.
First and goal, give it to McGeary toward the goal line and in. It's blue smoke for the Mountaineers, and it is a 3-yard touchdown run for Wachusett.
What a drive right there to put together, opening drive of the season. A little bit of trouble in the middle with a procedure call, but they overcame that. Nice way to start off for the Mountaineers offense.
8:28 to play here in the opening quarter of 2022. It's Wachusett 6, Franklin offense coming up. They will trot out for the point after. Ben Dominic does the place kicking for the Mountaineers. Kicking from right to left. Snap, ball down with a good hold. Kick is up and onto the hill. And as the teams come back up the field, Wachusett, one very definitive offensive possession. They take the ball down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah. I think that we got to do any math there. No, we don't.
No,
but
we do not.
Kate can give us the details.
Kate Robbins has got your drive summary.
Yes, I do. Sorry about that, everybody. That was an 80-yard drive in 9 plays covering just a few minutes of clock, 4 minutes of clock, and it is capped off with that 3-yard touchdown rush by Aiden McGeary. The extra point is good. That puts Wachusett ahead 7-0. Franklin's offense comes on the field next.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. 8:28 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. Wachusett, ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Ben Dominic's got the ball on said tee. And here comes Dominic.
Love that look.
On the approach. Kick is away with the right foot. It's wobbling on its side as it will be returned from the 10-yard line with a head of steam. Here comes Frankie Smith. Check that, 14, Derek DeBrusk comes across the 10 to the 15-yard line, then the 20 before being taken down after a return of 13. And it will be a 1st and 10 Franklin from their own 23-yard line.
Looked like the place kicker from the Mountaineers said, yeah, I can boot it deep too. Not quite as deep, but the field position's better, almost the same actually. So we'll have to see what the Panthers can do with a long field in front of them.
You can do it, and so can I. And here comes Jace Lyons, the starting quarterback for the Panthers. He's in a shotgun set, trips open to the right side of the formation. Tight end comes in from wide right, will set in that H-back spot right off the end. The snap, the give went inside, looking for a hole and finding it up the middle there. Credit that carry for Luke Trinanes on the opening carry from scrimmage.
Trying to get a number here, help you out.
Check
Todd.
that, Bill Thomas. I think it was 25. Michael DeVee
25, okay.
On the carry.
Yep. Got to get this straight for Kate.
2nd down and 5 to go. Ball at the 27-yard line. Shotgun snap. Give it to David again. Takes it left of the formation. Now cuts back through the center. Receiver with a huge drop there for a block. Cross the 50-yard line. It's David, and he's pumped up as he gets pushed out of bounds at the Mountaineer 40-yard line. But there is a flag back at the point of attack.
It's going to wipe out a 33-yard gain if this goes against the Panthers, and they're walking back with their with a look of dejection here. Conversation on the field.
There was a great block downfield.
Luke
right
here.
Davis, the wide receiver with the pancake block to spring David. Personal foul is the signal. It is signaled against the Panthers, their second 15-yard penalty of the night, and this negates that 33-yard run, or at least most of it.
It's going to wipe out, I think, point of scrimmage is going, point of the foul is going back to 37. 20 is going to put this on the 22. It's taking all of it away.
I think the signal from what the official was saying over here to Coach Bain on the sideline as he was pounding on the player that was engaged. He was pounding on him on the ground. That drew the flag. It was from the wing official on the far sideline from our broadcast location, which is the Mountaineer home sideline.
Takes a 33-yard gain, turns into a 5-yard loss.
Be 2nd down, 9 to go. Ball located back at the 24-yard line. Back to pass, Lyons flips the screen to David. David makes the catch, crossing the 25-yard line. He's getting pulled by everything he has attached, and he drags a couple of defenders with him as he moves the football up just shy of the 30-yard line at the 29.
Tough yardage right there. see the Panthers using a lot of cutbacks after they get in the ball. The running back, 2 big runs there, looking to jump out of that hole and cut into the outside. Something the Mountaineers going to have to watch out for. Guard those sidelines.
Lions in a shotgun set. 4 receivers in the formation on 3rd down and 4 to go. Receiver checks in motion from right to left. Scanning the line, it's Lions. And now a flinch and a flag comes out from the umpire. And it is a procedure call for a false start against Franklin.
Umpire, the quickest mover there.
I was going to say, he darted up through the middle. They'll mark that back 5 yards once again, back across the 25-yard line of the 24, and it's 3rd down and 9 once again, passing the 6:38 mark here of quarter number 1, a 7-0 Wachusett lead. Calling signals here, it's Lions. 5 receivers out in the formation in an empty set. Now he signals David in motion. He'll set in the backfield next to Lions. Shotgun snap, hit Lions in the hands. He juggled it. Now the defensive pursuit on the backside, trying to slip a defender. He is sacked. Sacked in the backfield. Great closing play by Joe Capabianca. It's a 5-yard loss on the play for the Panthers.
Nice job by the front 4, 5, 6 there, coming in strong. Nowhere to throw the ball.
4th down and long, back across the 20-yard line of the 18. And that becomes a punting situation. Garrett Portesi will punt. He stands back across his 5 at about his 3-yard line. He'll be punting from left to right into the open end of Hal Lane Field.
Mountaineers should end up with great field position out of this.
Good snap, low end-over-end wobbler. Hops to Reiki, who tries to cut on the turf along his own 45. He will fall down there after a 1-yard return. And so it's Mountaineer football, 1st down and 10, their own 45-yard line, going right to left.
About a 37-yard punt, all said and done, but nice job right there. I'm not sure, was that Matthew Reiki there? If that ball bounces, it probably ends up down around the 20. Nice job just stopping that the ball from moving forward down the field and creating worse field position for the Mountaineers.
5:35 to play here in quarter 1. Back to pass, it's Mcdonald. Looks at that screen again. He goes to his left, pass thrown complete for Capabianca, who had a great sack to close out that defensive series. Now he's got himself a catch, crossed the 50-yard line and taken down at the Panther 47. It's good for a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
Nice job right there, fighting for those extra yards, using his strength. Big kid right there.
Out of this spread formation, back to pass. Mcdonald, flag is out behind the play. The pass is in and out of the hands of Reiki and incomplete, but there is a flag out on the play.
In and out of the hands of Nico Pacelli too, and he was thinking interception.
They are talking to Coach Bain over here on the Franklin sideline to give him options, so this penalty is going against Wachusett.
Yeah, it looks like spot foul, so it's got to be a hold, I'm guessing. Or maybe a...
Coach still trying to understand his options. We're not sure what the foul was yet, but we know it's options to Franklin here on the near side, which means the Mountaineers are backing up. It will push them back to their own side of the field. And he has decided to back up Wachusett.
See how far
it's a holding call against Wachusett. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, and they will replay 2nd down.
10 yards. Spot foul, it looks like.
It was a 10-yard hold. Takes the ball back across the 40 to the Mountaineer 37-yard line.
Gonna make it 2nd and about 18, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep. Shotgun spread, and now whistles kill the play once again. And Franklin will spend a timeout. 4:53 to play here in the first quarter. Wachusett 7, Franklin nothing. Wachusett with their 2nd offensive possession of the night. And what we're seeing here, Bill Thomas, from Franklin, looks like a little bit of that maybe week 1 personnel. We got the right package on the field for the right situation.
Yeah, and they got the Mountaineers backed up here, 2nd down and long. And I think they'd like to take advantage of this and try to flip the script.
Get a check of our time and temperature coming up here in a matter of moments as we scan out over Hal Lane Field tonight. Great crowd on hand from both communities, all the feelings of fall and high school football, and great to have you with us here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch here on RFM Audio. Let's check our time, temperature, and weather conditions and our game day forecast. It's 68 degrees in Holden, Massachusetts. Feels like 61 on a clear night at 7:17 on a Friday, September the 9th, 2022. Out of the timeout, second down and 18. Back to pass. Mcdonald hit as he throws, launches downfield. It was deflected, juggled, and incomplete. It was closer to being intercepted than anything else. Grayson Baker was the intended receiver. I passed Grayson Baker when I was down on the field, Bill Thomas. They didn't list his official size, but it is well over 6 feet. I was looking up.
Could be the tallest kid on the field. He almost tipped it to Nico Pacelli, second play in a row. He had his fingers on a possible interception.
3rd and 18 back at their own 37-yard line. Mountaineer drive continues from right to left. Low shotgun snap. Mcdonald fields, steps up in the pocket. Now finds a lane, slashes his way into the second level, across the 40, 45, midfield before being finally caught right around the down marker at the Panther 45-yard line. Gain of 18 at the moment.
Pushing the ball back a little bit, back to what, about the 48?
48.
Yep, about a 17-yard gain, but 4th and
brings up
3.
a 4th down, 3 to go.
Going for it.
They need the Panther 45 here at midfield. Back to pass. It's Mcdonald. Looks sideline, floats. It is long. It is incomplete. Arturo Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's a turnover on downs, and the ball will go back to Franklin.
I think that's pretty much what Franklin was hoping for when they were trying to decide what to do in that penalty situation, push him back, and then turnover on downs. Couldn't have worked out any better in that sequence.
So happy to have you along with us on RFM Audio, wherever you are across the region or around the globe, streaming via YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch. Or with our radio partners, live or in delay at 95.1 FM, WLPZ LPFM, or Tucka56radio.com. We are so pleased to support the student athletes and institutions as the legendary soundtrack of football in Central Massachusetts continues right here on RFM Audio. Franklin football, second offensive possession of the night, 1st down and 10, ball located at their own 48-yard line going left to right. This at left hash, shotgun spread, trips to the right, back to pass. It's Lyons, looks to the right, finds right slot, pass complete. This coming and heading and breaking into the open field. It's Luke Davis. Davis has got himself out to the right sideline, past the 30, go 25, 20, 15, go 10, 5, and into the end zone. It's a Panther touchdown. Luke Davis, a 52-yard touchdown scamper, and most of that was yak. All yards after catch, after the quick 10-yard scamper.
You know, and if I think to look at the beginning of that play, I'm not sure the number. I think it was 14. Derek Dabrisky, a wide receiver, a pancake block out there. That play was set up perfectly, and it sprung him to the sideline. He did the rest.
Portesi will have the point after. Lyons, the quarterback, does the holding. Kicking into the open end of Hal Lane Field toward the building. Ball is down, kick is up and through.
And in the parking lot.
And gone. Back up the field come the teams. 3:53 to play here in the first quarter, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Kate Robbins back at HQ. She's got your drive summary.
I certainly do, Todd and Billy. That is a 52-yard rushing touchdown, one-play drive there for Franklin.
That is correct, Kate. Kate will make one correction, and we know you can't see it. It was a quick slant pass.
A screen pass
completed
to the right,
to
Kate.
Luke Davis.
Yeah.
So Lyons to Davis for the 52-yard pass completion. Really, as I said off the call,
it was as quick as a run.
It was about a 6-yard little slant that turned into a 52-yard run after that.
Set up perfectly with a couple of lead blockers and sprung him to the right sideline to pay dirt.
Kate Robbins is doing yeoman's work back
Absolutely.
at HQ.
She's
She cannot
the
see the
clipboard.
game tonight. So she is listening to it the same way you are and giving us the statistical update. We appreciate the updates from Kate back in Studio P at RFM HQ. Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our left, and here comes the kick from Portesi. This a low line drive all the way down to the goal line. Here comes the return back into the open field with some room this time. It's Cole Corelli straight up the middle of the field with a head of steam across the 25 toward the 30 and taken down after a return of 25 on the play for Corelli, and here comes the third offensive possession of the night for the Mountaineers. 1st and 10 officially at their own 29-yard line at right hash, coming from right to left.
Panthers threw up a defensive stand, turned that good field possession into a quick touchdown. have to see what they got for this third possession by the Mountaineers.
Shotgun spread, 4 receivers in the formation, trips to the wide side left. The snap, the give, went straight up the middle. It's McGeary, head of steam, drives his legs forward across the 40-yard line, then the 45, and taken down near midfield on a gain of 20 for Aiden McGeary.
What a rush, right up the middle, following his blockers, gets into the next level and does it all on his own, the last 10 yards. Nice job, good strength right there by that running back.
Mcdonald walks to the line in a shotgun spread again, trips to the open side left. Low snap, got it in his hands, faked the give, and then took it into the pack. Got hit for no gain on the play, but here comes another bullet flag coming from the back judge, 30 yards downfield, and the signal looks like it's a face mask. Personal foul, face mask against Franklin, add 15 yards at the end of the play, and this will be another first down for Wachusett.
And let's just add, that was a no yardage play, great defensive play by Cody Howard from his linebacker position. Not sure where the foul occurred, but tell you, wipes out a great defensive play there by Howard.
And a second time tonight that a key crucial post-play foul against Franklin leads to 15 yards and a big advantage for Wachusett.
That definitely flips the field to Wachusett's advantage.
Moves the football to the Panther 36-yard line at right hash. Shotgun set. Spread evenly in the formation of 4 receivers. Mcdonald back to pass. 3-man rush. He got hit in the face. The throw downfield. Diving defensive play and knocked down incomplete. There is a flag out at the end of the play. This is a personal foul for a blow to the head against Tucker Mcdonald.
You called it. He got a blow to the face. The official right on it. Had that flag on the ground as soon as the ball left his hand.
And it negates a great play by Bobby Padilla downfield to make the full layout deflection to take the ball out of the receiver's hands, and instead it's a 15-yard personal foul, and down go the Mountaineers again, closer to pay dirt.
And McDonald threw up a nice 50-50 ball right there, great defensive play, but back-to-back plays have cost the Panthers 30 yards in field position and penalties.
And have advanced the Mountaineers 30 yards to the Panther 21-yard line at right hash. Shotgun spread. Handoff this time for Corelli. Corelli cuts along the right of the formation, bounces to the outside, cross the 15, gets taken down right around the 10-yard line. It is another first down for the Mountaineers. 2:42 to play in the first quarter. 7-all football game, but the Mountaineers are driving on the back of a couple of key Franklin flags. First down and 10. The give, it's Corelli. Corelli will bounce it to the outside, gets the right sideline to the end zone. Corelli is in for an apparent Mountaineer touchdown, but a flag is out on the play. It came from the back judge along the back line of the end zone. He had to be looking at some of the plays going out in formation. We await the signal.
No indication
Holding
yet.
Is the indication, and it goes against Wachusett.
Yep.
It will negate the penalty.
The white hat had it.
Now, while I appreciate the flags, this is the third flag from the back judge, who is the man all the way downfield, furthest away,
how long that
getting
was
a
gonna take
hold
time.
call. Holding is generally in the area and purview of the folks who are working the line in the umpire.
Exactly right.
So interesting that comes from all the way downfield.
Certain assignments, tight ends, different people they're tasked with watching.
First and goal. Back to pass, Mcdonald out of the gun. Looks left and throws. Passes in and out of the hands and incomplete. It was 19 on the play for Franklin. It was Nico Pulselli
again.
The defensive back got inside
who was over there?
position.
I'm trying to see, was it 13 or 19? Similar numbers, but I tell you, nothing but green turf down the right sideline.
Had pick 6 written all over it. Instead, it's incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Mountaineers. Find themselves at the 15. No, make it the 13-yard line of the Panthers. Mcdonald, low shotgun snap. Got it into the hands of the running back. And then is rode hard to the ground, crossing the line of scrimmage. It was McGeary again on the carry. Gains 2. They put up fourth down on the field, but I believe it's third.
Quick.
It went from second to fourth. Yeah, third down coming up here. There we go. 3 goes up. Third down, and 8 to go.
Can make a first down at the 1.
Ball is at the 9-yard line. Shotgun, spread, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 at the wide side right. Mcdonald backpedals with pursuit, in the grasp of the defender, throw to the end zone, pass is incomplete, flag is out from the back judge once again.
I think he's got this one, though, Todd.
And Matt Reiki was the intended receiver before the pass fell incomplete, but Reiki was caught in the grasp of the defense.
Looks like some pass interference coming up here, I'm going to guess.
Divine Johnson on the coverage. It was a 1 battling a 1.
Waiting for a signal. It is.
Pass interference signaled against the defense.
It's going to give him a first down, I believe.
Oh, no, they're holding up a 3, it looks like.
Are they moving the ball?
It will be 3rd down, but they are advancing the football. It'll be 3rd down.
So it's a spot foul with no automatic first down.
Ball moves to the 5-yard line. 3rd down, 3 to go. 7-7 football game, 1 minute 30-second mark here of the first. Mcdonald with the shotgun snap. The handoff straight up the middle to the end zone. It's green smoke and another Mountaineer touchdown.
I think it was McGeary. 23, Todd, on the carry.
McGeary with a touchdown. After a big run on the play, finds his way straight into the end zone for 6 more. 1:22 to play here in the first quarter. It's Wachusett 13, Franklin 7.
5-yard touchdown rush there, and boy, a lot going on that drive.
And a capacity Mountaineer student section in jubilation. Ball is down, point after attempt, up and good off the right foot of Ben Dominic. And back upfield come teams. 1:22 to play here in the first quarter. It's Wachusett 14 and Franklin 7. Kate Robbins has your drive summary.
All right, let's take a look at that drive. We have a 7-play drive covering well over 60 yards in only about 2.5 minutes of game clock, but it is capped by the 3-yard touchdown rush by Aiden McGeary. Extra point is good. That puts the Mountaineers on top of Franklin at this point in time, 14-7.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Back at headquarters with that update. Like, follow, subscribe today, our RFM audio games, and then you can find it on your preferred digital media app on your smart-enabled device of choice. Streaming on youtube.com/c/Ravelry Family Media, facebook.com/Media Ravelry, or twitch.tv/Media Ravelry. You need only activate the broadcast, and the soundtrack of football in Central Mass continues right here on RFM Audio. Ball in the tee, 40-yard line at our right. On the approach, the kick is away. This time it's off the right foot of Ben King. King sends the ball end over end downfield. It will be returned across the 20-yard line toward the 25. Return of 11, finished up right across the 30-yard line at the 35-yard line is where they will put the football down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. At the, well, actually, they've moved the ball again. Now the 36-yard line is where the ball is.
Give him an extra 2 yards on that return. I think it was the 13-yard return.
The ball kept getting kicked around there on the field. Umpire was moving it around. Okay, we got it settled now.
So the atmosphere is just unbelievable here tonight. Great night for football.
Jason Lyons out in a shotgun set, trips to the open side of the formation on 1st and 10 from his own 36. Snaps, play action, rolls to the right of the formation, throws to the boundary, pass is caught there by DeBrisk, who gets loose, crossing midfield, he's down the right sideline, he's got 30, now 20, cuts back in across the 15, and that's where the defense will catch him there. Matt Reiki with a touchdown saving tackle across the 15-yard line at the Mountaineer 14, but Lyons with the pitch and catch for DeBrisk takes it deep into Mountaineer territory.
And big block once again out here on the wing, set up perfectly to spring the pass receiver down that right sideline.
Lions with a hard count, and jumping off will be the Mountaineers. Looked like it was up front. Grayson Baker, the defensive end, got a little frisky, crossed into the neutral zone. Going to be a 5-yard penalty, lead to a 1st down and 5. Moves the ball to the 9-yard line.
That was a 67-yard passing catch right there from the line of scrimmage.
Down to the final 40 seconds of quarter number 1. Wachusett with a 14-7 lead, but Franklin knocking at the door. Shotgun spread, 2 receivers left of the formation. High shotgun snap. Lyons tips it to himself and then gets buried by the Mountaineer defense.
Wow, you're lucky that ball came down just in time. Mountaineers were right there at that point where the ball was coming down, but he secured it.
7-yard loss on the play, moves the ball back to the Mountaineer 15-yard line. It's 2nd down and 12 to go, and Lions is lucky they still have the football.
Yeah, big play right there.
Ben
I
Ryan.
think they mark him as about a 3-yard loss, it looks like, all said and done.
Well, it was 1st and 5, so back and then 2
more.
Right,
after the penalty.
You
You're
know
right.
me, Bill Thomas, not great with the math.
I forgot about the penalty.
Triple zeros are showing on the board. Teams are heading toward their sidelines, but the officials aren't necessarily sure that clock should have been running. And that is, in fact, the end of quarter one. Oh, no, there is a flag out on the play for a sideline warning against Wachusett. So again, this sideline warning, a National Federation point of emphasis, and that is the way this quarter will come to an end. So 1 quarter in the books here from Hal Lane Field in Holden on the campus of Wachusett Regional. It's Wachusett 14, Franklin 7. The team's second quarter when we continue. Kate Robbins has got your first quarter check of scores around the region. She's also going to look at your first quarter stats back at RFM HQ.
All right, let's take a look at our stats thus far in this one. Right now, Wachusett, 139 yards of total offense, 58 of them coming via the pass, 81 coming on their ground. 20 plays total thus far in the game for Wachusett. On the flip side, Franklin, a total of 95 yards of offense. Unfortunately, they have negative 13 rushing yards, so that negates part of their 108 yards passing on offense. If we take a look at individual notable statistics, right now, Jace Lyons for Franklin is 3 of 308 yards passing to 3 separate receivers. Luke Davis has a 52-yard reception. Derek DeBrisk has a 49-yard reception. And Michael David with a 7-yard reception, Todd.
Thanks, Kate. Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden. Just in time, 2nd down and 12 to go. On that 2nd down snap, it's a shotgun set. Lions with the handoff, goes on the inside this time. It's good for a gain of 5. I believe it was David again into the teeth of the defense.
I think it was.
He'll gain back that 5. He'll move it to 3rd down and 9 to go as the ball crosses the 15-yard line to about the 13. They can get a first down without scoring. It would be inside the 5-yard line at the 3. Franklin knocking on the door 30 seconds into quarter number 2. We'll have our hard-working player spotlight coming up after this sequence of action. Tight shotgun this time. Diamond formation located to the left. Flags are out as whistles kill the play. Right at Lions, shotgun snap. And it is a false start signaled against Franklin.
Push the Panthers back 5.
Right now, if you're Coach Bain, you have got to be thinking to yourself, flags.
Yeah.
That's costing you yards all over the field.
Cost them, I think, a touchdown on that most recent Mountaineer drive. At least it certainly aided them.
So back past the original line of scrimmage, back past the 15-yard line to the 17 of Wachusett. 3rd down and 14. Shotgun spread, 3 receivers wide left of the formation. Lions the snap, back to pass, got a little bit of time, now has to shake off a defender. Steps up in the pocket, across the line of scrimmage, tucks the ball himself, back across the 15, taken down shy of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Gains back what was lost and gets himself to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down and a short 10 coming up here. They can get a first down at the Wachusett 3-yard line.
They can. They don't have to score here, but I tell you, nice job right there by Lions. Using the official as a pick, but not getting much more out of it.
Substitution at center here, Bill Thomas. Ben Ryan, the center, has to trot off, and why wouldn't you? Garrett Portesi has showed a great leg. He'll kick from right to left here. Field goal will be kicked from the 20-yard line. The ball is down, toward the wall it goes. It splits the uprights, angled from right to left, and bangs off the wall at the closed end of Hal Lane Field. A 23-yard field goal is good, and 9:53 to play here in the second quarter. It's Wachusett 14, Franklin 10.
Low line drive right there, but Franklin able to get some points out of that.
Kate Robbins has got your drive summary. Kate, you can add a 23-yard field goal to the mix tonight.
My goodness, does that make the math difficult on me? Whew. Holy cow. At the end of the day, with all of the penalties, they only had actually 5 plays in that drive that were successful from the line of scrimmage. They did, however, take almost 4 minutes off of the clock there. This drive starts at the Wachusett 36 and ends with a 23-yard field goal for Franklin. That makes the score right now 14-10 advantage Wachusett.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right, and it blows off the tee. So Portesi will have to reload. We do have our hard-working player spotlight pending here. We'll get back to that in a moment. Marking off the distance, it's Garrett Portesi as he readies for the Mountaineer return. Portesi is on the approach, swings the right leg, sends this one deep into the Holden Knight. It will be returned by Corelli. Corelli bounces his way to the outside right 15, go 20, and then he's muscled down at the 25-yard line by a host of Panthers there. It's a return for 15 yards, and it will be a first down and 10 to go for the Mountaineers at their own 25-yard line, going left to right.
Nice job right there to limit the field position. The Panthers did. See if they can't convert this into possibly a turnover or a punt situation. Get the ball back. Get some more points here for halftime.
First down and 10 to go, their own 25-yard line at right hash. Mcdonald reaches over, has a little conversation with the running back in the backfield. It's Corelli. McDonald on the shotgun snap, back to pass, looks to the left, tries to lead Reiki. It is long and incomplete, just out of his reach, but Reiki gave it an effort, crossing the 35-yard line and hitting the ground incomplete.
Well, long way for McDonald to throw the ball, too, throwing across from the near hash mark here, all the way to the far sideline, trying to get about a 10-yard gain, but he must have thrown the ball 30 yards there, fell incomplete.
Second down, 10 to go. A low shotgun snap, but Corelli gets the handoff. And now it's Corelli. Into the second level he goes. Across the 30-yard line and taken down around the 35. They give him the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and it's a first down for the Mountaineers.
Nice job right there, picking his way behind the big meat on the line of the Mountaineers. Mainly, I think, straight up the center. Nice job.
First and 10 from their own 36. Shotgun snap. Looking to his left and throwing on the go pattern. It's McDonald finding Reiki across midfield. He's hog-tied and flipped down at the 47-yard line. It's another first down for Wachusett on a great catch and a gain of 18 for Matt Reiki.
I tell you, he threw a strike right there and a little bit more separation. He almost sidestepped the defensive back there, but nice wrap-up.
Under 9 minutes, 8:55 and counting here in the first. The carry this time is for Snopkowski on first down. He'll take it across the Panther 45 to the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Mountaineers once again in no huddle. Keeping things moving.
Trips to the wide side, left to the formation. One-on-one down to the boundary tight. Snopkowski gets the second down carry, and he is negated at the line of scrimmage. Loses at least the 3 on that one. Back across the Panther 45 to the 47-yard line.
Right back to the original spot. Nice job by the Panther line there, busting off the blocks. Wrapping them up in the backfield.
Shotgun formation, 4 receivers spread evenly. To knee-high snap, back to pass. McDonald with plenty of time, sends a bullet over the middle, and that was going to go through his wide receiver, but it's in and out of the hands, incomplete. Ben Dominic, who we've talked about kicking, ran that little in route to the middle of the field. McDonald had him, but he drove it in and out of his hands incomplete.
Yeah, a little hot coming in, couldn't get his hands together in time, hit him right between the numbers.
A little hot. That thing was on fire.
A little hot. It was trailing flames.
7:57 to play here in the second quarter. 14-10 Wachusett's lead. Fourth down here. Ball at the Panther 47-yard line, and McDonald has gone back in punt formation, standing at his own 38. He gets a good snap, and he'll send this punt straight up into the Holden Knight. They call poison, does Franklin. It hops at their 20-yard line. It is touched down by the defense at the 18-yard line. And that's where Franklin will set up shop. 1st and 10 at their own 18. Bill Thomas, that one went high up into the night.
And it almost came down on a Franklin helmet, too. I think number 32 on the coverage team had to pull up short there and find the ball, but very close to that bouncing ball.
Let's talk about our hard-working player spotlight. Bill Thomas, who stood out to you thus far?
I tell you, this new spread offense, I like Tucker Mcdonald, the way he spread the ball around, used the run, mixed up the rushing and the passing game, calling his own number on occasion. It's been a very well-played ball game, but I give Tucker Mcdonald the edge at this point.
The evening dew is out all over the read book here. I can tell you that much as the temperature begins to change here in the fall. On 1st down and 10 from their own 18. Lions in a shotgun set. The delayed give went straight into the middle of the field. Gains about 2 on the play.
Maybe give him a generous 3, I would say. We'll give him 3 on that.
David gets the carry for the Panthers and gains 3. 2nd down and 7. Moves the football to the 25-yard line. No, make that the 20-yard line. Shotgun set. 3 receivers out in the formation. 2 to the wide side right. Snapped for Lions. Fake the give to David. Keep it himself. Takes it straight into the A gap and then spins away from a defender to reach toward the 24. And that's where he will be taken down, advancing the football a little bit more. Give him a gain of 5. 3rd down and about 4 to go.
The Panthers just choosing to run it up the middle here, and Mountaineer's doing a great job clogging up the holes.
Lions gets the signal from the sideline.
Panthers taking their time here, too, all of a sudden.
Tries to pick up his towel. Can't do that. He'll send that back behind him, and now whistles kill the play. A little bit of discombobulation will lead to a timeout taken by Coach Bain. Stops the clock with 6.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Wachusett 14 and Franklin 10. A first half of action, Bill Thomas, that has been chock full of offense. I mean, talk about a different type of game thus far.
Enough defensive plays to keep both sides honest, too. But, yeah, the newfound Mountaineer spread offense is nursing a lead right now, but, still a lot of football to play. Panthers have come in and played a very good game, too, but I think defensively the Mountaineers have been a little stronger.
Indeed, they have. And you've seen with Franklin thus far those things that you tend to see in week number 1. Things are not quite as crisp and clean as you'll expect 3, 4, 5 weeks from now.
And I think if you talk to the coach, the first words out of his mouth would be penalties.
Yes, thus far.
First half penalties, we got to clean those up.
Back out onto the timeout. 3rd down and 4 to go. Need to advance the football to their own 27-yard line for the first down. Maybe the 28. A lot of feet in there. Shotgun spread for Lions. The snap, play action fake, rolls to the right. Snaps a little pass, complete. Looks like Ribeiro, the receptor on that one. Crossed the 30-yard line and angled out of bounds around the 35.
Trying to see where they put him. 37 they're going to give him.
First down and 10, their own 37-yard line. Yes.
Moves the chains.
As we pass the 6:22 mark here of the second quarter, heading down toward halftime.
Nice 3rd down play right there. Little swing pass, and they've been working that right side. Now they're working away from us, but that's been their favorite way to go, the Panthers.
A tight shotgun set. The pitch goes out for David. It's halfback pass. Receivers beat the defender downfield. It is long, and it is incomplete. Lions with a little pitch to David for the halfback pass. He looked down the right sideline. He had a streaking Luke Davis who had beat 2 defenders, but it was long and incomplete.
Trying to get a number on the defender that stayed with him there at the end. I wish he'd turn a little bit. He's got either a single or he's over on the far sideline, Todd. Could it be number 16?
16
yeah,
it is
he was right with him all
there.
the way. I think
Kyle Citro.
He saved the touchdown right there. We're going to give him some credit.
2nd down and 10. Ball back at the Panther 37-yard line at right hash. Lions directing traffic here. He's got to try to get the tight end Scarborough into the right location. Now he's in the wrong side of the play.
Well, they got to balance this line off.
No signal yet on 10 seconds on the play clock. They have set it now. Lions now with 10 seconds on the play clock. Snaps the football on 2nd and 10. The give for David. Takes it off the right of the formation. Crosses the 35-yard line. Back past the original line, gains maybe a yard. We'll give them 3rd down and 9 coming up here, their own 38-yard line.
A little confusion there. pre-snap, but Panthers continue to be right side dominant. Going to have to see if the Mountaineers take a look at that at halftime.
5:45 and counting before halftime, and a 14-10 Wachusett lead. Lions sets up an empty set formation here on 3rd down and 9 at their own 38, going right to left. Trips short side right of the formation, wide side right, 2 receivers, and an empty backfield with Lions, who calls for the snap, throws the little center screen, pass is complete, going out to the right, across the 40-yard line, little headstand going into the sideline by that receiver going in. It looks like Grayson Hunter made the catch. Give him a gain of 2 on the play, going into that boundary tight, and it'll be a 4th down and long, 4th down and 7 to go from their own 40-yard line.
See the Panthers trot out the punt team. Nice job right there by the Mountaineers defense, and I think they're looking more right now. I mean, the Panthers have run all their big offensive plays to the right, screen passes, running plays, either middle or right, and Mountaineer defense stiffening up there. I think they've seen something.
There comes Garrett Portezi. He stands at his own 26-yard line to punt. Return is set right around the 20-yard line for the Mountaineers. As for the football, good knee-high snap. Portezi puts the right foot into it and sends it into the Knights. Downfield it goes. Corelli will field on one knee and downing the football at the Mountaineer 26-yard line.
Almost looked like he put up a half-fair catch signal there, too. Not sure if he was called for that or over the knee, but stopped the play right where he caught it.
4:24 to play in the second quarter, 14-10. Wachusett's lead, and they are back on offense here before halftime.
About a 43-yard punt right there, flipping field position. Have to see if the Panthers defense can stiffen up here and get the ball back for their offense before halftime.
Tucker McDonald back out on the field in a 3-receiver set, 2 to the right. Corelli gets the handoff out of the backfield, and there was the Panther defense. They caught him at the point of the handoff in the backfield. That will lose 3, maybe 4 yards. Back to the Mountaineer 21-yard line.
Trying to see who turned him in there. I think it was 19 if he'd give us up. 13. Nice job on the end there. Bobby Padula turning that play in, waiting for some help.
Winding down past the 4-minute mark here of the first half. McDonald, shotgun, 4 receivers set. He goes screen to Corelli out of the backfield. Corelli scampers toward the line, saw 2 defenders coming, crossing the 20, and down he goes again. Gains 1, moves the football to the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
Nick Quintana out there, number 4, tracking him down before he can make a cut on the edge. Get some help.
And there is a timeout signaled on the field for an injury. Trainer takes off running from the Franklin sideline.
First one we've seen tonight. Saw a number of them in the second half, mostly cramps last night in the Fitchburg-Leominster game. First one we've seen tonight. I'm hoping that it's a cramping situation.
Coming up at the half, Kate Robbins standing by back at RFM HQ with a full stat recap from half number 1. Plus she's got scores around the region on the halftime scoreboard. All sorts of football tonight as Massachusetts football is off and running on a Friday night here in week number 1. So stay tuned for that halftime scoreboard as well.
Bobby Padula gets up, trotting off under his own power. It was a quick cramp massage, and
he wanted his helmet back, Bill Thomas, and the trainer said, no, I'll hang on to this.
Yeah. You got to sit out a play, at least one play, so come on over with me.
And
you're not going anywhere right now.
He asked for it again. Now, that could be indications of many things, including scrambled eggs. You're going to have to worry as he comes over to the near sideline. The trainer certainly isn't letting go of that helmet without a fight.
Oh, and he's holding on to his neck a little bit, too.
So he'll be in protocols over here on the near sideline.
Put his helmet on the ground.
Action will persist. 3rd down and 13, back at the Mountaineer 27. Shotgun set. McDonald back to pass. Looks down the left sideline and incomplete. A great diving effort made there. It was Arturo Johnson. He had beat his defender up the left sideline. And McDonald led him just a little too far.
Yeah, and the defender knew he was beat. Give him a little tug and pull and just disrupt him enough. It looked like Luke Sidwell out there and just passed a little bit out of receiver's reach.
Here comes a 4th down and 13 at their own 27-yard line for the Mountaineers. They will be kicking from left to right.
They're huddling up like this. They're planning something, but come on, boys.
McDonald is going to punt. He will stand at his own 10-yard line.
Give me some time, I guess is what he said to his line.
sliding door in front of him. It'll be 3 up men. Good snap back to him at the 10-yard line, and Mcdonald sends one end over end. And it will be fair caught. Standing right around the 38-yard line. Nice fair catch made there by Luke Davis. It's a 48-yard punt off the right foot of Tucker McDonald.
Nice job right there, flipping that field position. Mountaineers buried deep in their own end, and McDonald gets them out of trouble here.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio will be rebroadcast in its entirety via our partners at Tucka 56 Radio. Navigate your way to live365.com and bookmark Tucka 56 Radio. That's TUCKA 56 Radio for a weekly encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast. Beginning this Monday at 8 p.m., plus Wednesdays at 8 p.m., they've got RFM's Coach's Corner with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates. On first down, the pass is complete, finds it into the hands of Luke Davis. Davis has got himself out to the left sideline, and nobody's going to get him. Davis is off to the races. He beat all the defenders downfield. 30, 25, go 15, 10, and into the end zone. It's a 62-yard touchdown strike. Lions to Davis for 6.
Well, that certainly didn't take long. They've been working that wide receiver screen, that quick hitter, and looking for that yak, and they've been getting them all night. Yards after catch is paying off for the Panthers tonight.
2:55 before halftime, and the Panthers have claimed their first lead. It's 16-14 pending the point after. Portesi will kick to the closed end of the field toward the retaining wall. Lions ask for the ball, puts it down. It's low, it's deflected in the line, and the point after is no good. But back up the field come the teams. 2:55 to play before halftime. It is Franklin 16 and Wachusett 14.
Big point left on the field right there, Todd, and we'll have to see what happens going forward. You know, we saw Fitchburg miss an extra point last night, and not that it changed the outcome of the game, but it definitely puts the coaches in a different mindset.
Certainly have to feel like, too, that might be a little bit demoralizing on the Wachusett side of things. Is if you look at the entirety of the first half, you'd say Wachusett has dominated more of the gameplay than Franklin has.
And look at the big plays, though. Franklin's ripped off 2 gigantic 60-plus plays, 2 for scores, and 1 for a long gainer, I think, that led to that field goal. And that's really been the bulk of Franklin's offense tonight.
Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. We'll get the drive summary from Kate Robbins after this kickoff.
She hasn't had a lot of math to do on these Franklin drive summaries.
Just a one pass and it's gone.
2-play drive, a 1-play drive. Does make it exciting. Be able to score with that kind of quickness.
Portesi on the approach, sends the ball deep downfield off that right foot, all the way to the goal line. And here comes the return. It's Corelli, full head of steam, angled across the 20, now into midfield. Only the kicker can get him. He will work his way past the 50, now to the 35, and he is caught by Ben Portesi. The safety valve kicker will make the tackle at the 33-yard line of the Panthers, but it is a huge return once again for Cole Corelli, a 71-yard return all the way from the goal line and down to the Panther 33-yard line, setting up another potential Mountaineer scoring drive. 2:41 before halftime.
You know, and you wonder if a big kickoff like that doesn't outkick the coverage, and he picked a nice spot up the middle, busted out here to the right side, and had one man to beat. Kicker did a nice job of using the sideline and angle him and over, and made the tackle. Didn't just push him out of bounds, but made a nice tackle.
It was a great form tackle
Absolutely.
for Portesi.
You know, one to beat, and that kicker, that's a safety valve. You got to play the middle of the field there.
1st and 10 from the 33. It's a shotgun snap. Corelli gets the handoff, and Corelli will take it back toward the line, lose one on the play. It'll take the ball back toward the 34-yard line, and it will be 2nd down and 11. Ball at the Franklin 34, just inside of right hash. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation for Mcdonald, 2 at the wide side left. Mcdonald asks for the ball. Back to pass. Stands his ground and throws. Swatted in the line. Got deflected. And it is signaled incomplete. It was close to an interception for Emmett Lackey, the defensive end, who got his hands up. And it may have been juggled on the inside, but hit the turf.
I lost the ball there for a minute and did not see it hit the turf, but he came out of that pile, that scrum, thinking that he had a shot at the end zone, but officials blew it dead.
3rd down, long 10, ball at the 34-yard line. 4 receivers set, evenly split. Mcdonald back to pass, swing pass out to the left. Now whistles, and flags are out to kill the play at the last possible moment. But it is a false start against Wachusett. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
And he had all day to run out there with one defender to beat on that left side, but whistles killed that play.
So they move the ball back across the Franklin 35 to the 38-yard line. 38. Ball in the center of the field, going left to right as this Wachusett's drive. Back to pass, McDonald out of the gun. Now he gets pushed. He eludes a defender and a sack. He will wing it down the numbers, and it is intercepted. Coming up underneath, the interception, and now the return. Spinning across the 25, then the 30, toward the 35, and taken down there off the return. An interception for Jace Lyons, the quarterback on the defensive side. A 14-yard return after the interception. What a play.
Well, we know he's got good hands. He's the placeholder and the kicking sets, and a quarterback has always got good hands handling those shotgun snaps, but very uncharacteristic of McDonald to panic like that and then huck it downfield, not setting his feet, putting up, I would say, a much less than 50-50 ball, and the defender was in front of his receiver, nothing he could do about it.
Trying to make a play here in week 1. 1:48 to play before halftime. It's 1st and 10 for Franklin at the 38-yard line. Shotgun snap, deflected into the line, and intercepted right back. It's Wachusett football going back across the 25, then the Franklin 20, taken down around the 15. That was somebody coming through on the defensive line, Bill Thomas.
Big guy with a single digit, number 8 or 8.
That's Grayson Baker, who we saw earlier. What a great play by the defensive end. Swatted it right out of the quarterback's hands and took it right back. Oh, my.
Hands up, ball in the air, watching it down into his own hands. Put a return of about 15 yards on that, sets the Mountaineers up in great field position.
Best offensive play they potentially had on an interception coming right back. 1st and 10 at the Franklin 20-yard line. The handoff inside. This is McGeary. McGeary will march his way forward. It was 1st and 10 from the 15. McGeary moves the football up toward the 10. Give him a gain of 5. It's 2nd down and 5. McDonald calling signals. Clock winds under 1:20 to play here in the first half. He'll ask for the ball. Trips her at the wide side right. He goes to the one-on-one coverage left. In and out of the hands and incomplete. It was Arturo Johnson out in pass formation. He juggled it and dropped it incomplete, and it was a surefire touchdown. He was in the end zone.
Yeah, trying to use his height right there, lobbing it over the smaller defender, but just out of his reach. Clock stopped with 1:10 on that incompletion. 3rd down.
16-14 Franklin's lead, but Wachusett knocking at the door. Shotgun snap. McDonald back to pass, steps up in the pocket, in the grasp, and he throws another interception right into the hands of Divine Johnson in the middle of the field. And now Divine Johnson into the open field with blockers lined up in front. There's a flag down behind the play. Johnson is into the open field across the 50-yard line. He's now across the 25, caught from behind and taken down at the 12-yard line of the Mountaineers, but we will check all sorts of flags that are back at the 35-yard line of Wachusett. What a series of developments that have happened. 3 interceptions in as many minutes.
3 plays pretty much, and it's going to wipe out a 75. Well, we'll see where. So the interception's going to stand.
It was an illegal block in the back. It was on the return, so the interception stands. You are correct, Bill Thomas. The penalty will be marked from that 35-yard line-ish.
But he hauled that ball in about the 5, and he ran well over 100 yards from one side of the field to the other. Tackled after about 85 yards. And it's all going to be wiped out, but the Panthers will end up with the football.
Wow. 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 What a turn of developments. I mean, wow.
March it back to the Panther 20. And they're going to get a couple of shots here with 46 seconds left in the first half. Panthers will.
46 seconds before halftime, as you said, Bill Thomas.
Momentum.
I think you kneel on the football.
No.
Kneel down. There's been way too much going on here. You're backed up against your own side of the field.
You might.
I'm thinking, let's just go to the locker room here. You got 2 points up.
This doesn't look
we'll
like
worry about the second half.
Doesn't
look like a kneel down situation.
Yeah,
but
4 wide.
That's why I don't coach the games.
Like, hold on a second.
Hang on. Timeout. And Coach Mike Budzinski, he is on fire. Hat is off. Headset is off. And he is calling the team over to the sideline as this last few minutes of this first half has been totally different than the super majority of this first half of action.
It's really flipped the script, that's for sure, in the last 5 minutes. Exchanging interceptions, points, big plays. But scoreboard hasn't changed much except for that one touchdown with the blocked extra point.
16-14, Franklin on top of Wachusett here at Hal Lane Field, and we're not even at halftime.
Had three interceptions in the last 3 minutes, I think, of play.
Kate Robbins is still standing by back at Studio P at the RFM HQ. She's got a full stat recap of half number 1 and scores from around the region tonight on the official opening Friday night of the high school football season. We'll also have our impact player, mid-game adjustments, and so much more. Stay with us here on RFM Audio at the half. Out of the timeout. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, their own 20-yard line. The delayed give was for David. He'll take it out to the left sideline with some room across his own 30-yard line, then the 35. Shoulder blocked out of bounds, just shy of the 40 at the 39.
Big play right there. Once again, the Panthers using those outside screens, quick hits to the wide receivers or running backs coming out of the backfield, finding a way to spring over to the sideline and using that sideline to great advantage. Pickup of about 15 right there, moves the chains.
They officially mark them out at the 38. So it's 1st down and 10, their own 38-yard line,
18.
Drive going right to left.
18-yard gain on that pitch and catch.
4 receiver set. Lyons back to pass, sets his feet, launches one down the left sideline, juggled and intercepted, but there are flags out on the play. The interception right now is for Luke Snyder, the defensive back, who is in coverage against Luke Davis.
Looks like it fell walking the ball up here with really not a lot of signal.
Pass interference signaled against Wachusett.
I got it.
So the interception is off the board. They say Luke Snyder grabbed and then pulled the receiver out of the way and then made the interception.
I saw Luke with some inside position there as that ball was up in the air, but the officials see it a little differently down on the field. Not sure where we're going to end up with the football. I think it's going to be a line of scrimmage.
They're resetting the chains here. It will be 1st down and 10 across midfield at the Mountaineer 47-yard line.
So from the 38, 15-yard penalty to the Mountaineer 48, 10-yard penalty. No, 15 after we move them
31 seconds before halftime, 16-14 Franklin's lead. Lions ask for the football. It's David into the line, cross the 45, and wrestled to the ground at the 44-yard line.
Biggest kid on the field, Grayson Baker, just picks him up and spins him around. No more for you, young fella.
And a timeout taken, the last of the half for Franklin. Stops the clock with 22 seconds left before halftime with a 16-14 lead. And yes, a flag is up on the play. And now here comes Coach Mike Budzinski. He is not happy. Clearly, this is a personal foul going against one of his players, and that player is being sent off to the sideline.
We won't use his number, but yeah, he's not happy with one of his players.
Who clearly said something
to an official, yeah, and it's going to cost him 15 yards for some language that
puts the ball
will be discussed.
Across the 30-yard line to the 29 of Wachusett, and we need only note that Franklin's Garrett Portesi already has a 23-yard field goal on his scoring sheet tonight. With the leg he has shown right now, I can't think this is necessarily outside his distance.
I think he could hit it from here, but we got a 1st down here for the Panthers. They still got 22 seconds to work. I think they might be out of timeouts. But
they are out of timeouts. They have signaled that for sure. 1st down and 10. Ball at the 29 of the Mountaineers. Right to left goes the drive. 4 receiver set, trips to the open side right. David with Lyons in the backfield. Back to pass, Lyons, a full-on rush, and it's a sack in the backfield. Back across the 40 at the 41. It's an 11-yard loss on the play.
And I'm going to say that takes him out of field goal range, Todd. Panthers hurrying up, trying to get another play
Final
off here.
7 seconds.
Clock
The tight
winding
end
down.
does not know. It's Scarborough doesn't know the
Got a
play. 2 seconds. Go 1. This play will be good if it goes. Back to pass. Untouched. Defender there. Winging it downfield is Lions. Leaping. Interception made by Aiden McGarry with some room out to the right sideline. He'll begin his return from left to right across the Mountaineer 30-35. And he's taken down at the 37-yard line with yet another interception. And halftime here at Hal Lane Field in Holden.
I think we need halftime right now,
Oh,
Todd.
my.
4 interceptions the last 5 minutes in the second quarter. Didn't really lead to any points, though. No damage done, but it limited the scoring for sure.
If you were to talk about the majority of the first half of action, you would be talking about offense commanding defense. If you look at the last little sliver of this second half, it's been all defense overpowering
Defense
offense.
has taken over and caused panic on both sides of the quarterbacking situations. Both, of course, last play of the game, you throw it up there. Can't find a lot of fault with that. But defense has really taken over in the latter part of the second quarter. Have to see what kind of adjustments, and we'll talk about that both teams make.
Halftime here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. It's Franklin 16, Wachusett 14. We step aside. When we come back, Kate Robbins will give you a look around the region with the scores all across Massachusetts tonight, plus a full stat recap of half number 1. And you hear from Hal Lane Field at halftime, where it's Franklin 16 and Wachusett 14. Stay with us. This is RFM.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
Time at Hal Lane Field in Holden. Franklin on top of Wachusett, 16-14. 16-14 at the half here on RFM Audio. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us as we are ready for RFM at the half. At 11 minutes past 8, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is RFM Audio.
You're listening live to Rivalry Family Media, streaming audio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For those enjoying our encore presentation, you're listening to our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ Low Power FM, Leominster.
And back here at Hal Lane Field in Holden, we are at RFM at the half. 16-14, Franklin on top of Wachusett standing by. Back in Studio P at RFM HQ, and she's got a recap of first half statistics along with scores and updates from around the region. Kate, we're at the half. It's all you.
All right, let's first take a look at team totals. Wachusett thus far in the first half, 167 total yards of offense, 75 coming via the pass, 92 coming as part of their ground game, and a total of 35 plays. They have 2 turnovers on the night. If we take a look at Franklin's side of the ball, 198 total yards of offense, 185 of them coming from their aerial attack and just 13 on the ground in 21 plays with 2 turnovers all on their own. Evenly matched in time of possession, both teams 12 minutes time of possession on the play clock. If we take a look at individual notable statistics first for the Mountaineers, let's take a look at their rushing attack. Snopkowski, he has 3 rushes for 4 yards. Corelli, he has 5 touches for 11 yards. Aiden McCreary, 6 touches for 42 yards. Tucker Mcdonald has scampered twice for 29 yards. If we take a look at Mcdonald in his aerial attack, he's just 6 for 18 for a total of 75 yards passing. He's averaging 12.5 yards per pitch and catch, but he's only completed 33% of his passing attempts. That, however, has been to 3 separate receivers. Matt Reiki on the night, 4 receptions for 62 yards total. Capabianca has an 8-yard reception, and Baker has an 8-yard reception. If we take a look at the scoring for Wachusett, both of their touchdowns came in the first quarter. A 3-yard touchdown rush by Aiden McCurry, and then that was then added on to with a 5-yard touchdown rush just 7 minutes later, and that's how Wachusett gets their 14 points on the board. If we take a look at the flip side of things for Franklin, their rushing attack has basically been one man and one man only. Michael David, 6 rushes for 28 total yards. Jace Lyons, has completed all 6 of his passing attempts for 185 total yards passing. He's averaging 30.8 yards per pitch and catch, 100% completion rate to 5 different receivers thus far in the first half. Obviously, the most notable is Luke Davis, 2 receptions totaling 114 yards. He's averaging 57 yards per reception. Josh Ribeiro has a 13-yard reception. Derek DeBrisk has a 49-yard reception. Grayson Hunter has a 2-yard reception, and Michael David had a 7-yard reception. But here's the notable part. If we take a look at their scoring, Franklin scores in the first quarter on a 52-yard touchdown rush by Luke Davis. And then in the second quarter, they had the Garrett Portesi 23-yard field goal. That put them within a 4-point reach of Wachusett. And then with just 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the half, the massive 62-yard touchdown reception by Luke Davis puts Franklin on top of Wachusett 16-14 at the half. Let's switch gears now and take a look at your around the region. And we have several games. We actually do have quite a few scores coming in at the moment. The Millbury-Assabet game. Assabet right now up by 1, 8-7 Assabet at the half. Air Shirley on top of Worcester Tech 8-6 at the half. Here's an interesting one coming out of the Catholic League. St. John's of Shrewsbury down right now 21-0 at the half to Mansfield. Welcome to Eastern Mass Football, St. John's. Algonquin right now on top of Doherty 13-0 at the half. Andover right now in Shrewsbury. They are up 20-0 at the half. If we take a look now, West Boylston on top of Northbridge, 22-0 at the beginning of the third quarter. They opened up the third quarter with a touchdown, did West Boylston. Oakmont right now on top of Narragansett 19-6 at the half. Hudson is on top of Clinton 13-7. We also know out at the Danvers-Tewksbury game, Todd, I'm sure you'll be happy to note, tied 14-14 at the half. And then, of course, we had the Leominster-Fitchburg game last evening. 48-6 was your final. Leominster over Fitchburg. And that is your week one around the region here of the half, Todd and Bill.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. And I at least Tewksbury's playing somebody tonight. It wasn't Lowell last night.
Wasn't Lowell. Nope.
that much we are quite sure of. Kate, we're going to keep you right here with us because as we look back on the action from half number one with our partners at WLPZ, they're going to help bring us our impact play. So, Bill Thomas, who or what provided your impact play of the first half?
Oh, that's a tough one. Impact play. I'm going to say as the first half was winding down, that interception right there prevented Mountaineers from scoring there as the half closed out. What was that look like? I think, was it Divine Johnson?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it didn't pay off in the end. All that 80 yards was wiped out, but there was so many big plays. I'm just going to go with the last one because it's my most recent memory. But it definitely thwarted Mountaineers' attempt to score as the first half was winding down, and there was really no bigger play than that as far as maintaining the momentum that Franklin had built up there in that second quarter.
No question about that. Kate, as always, thank you so much. We'll have more with you as the second half progresses. Halftime score here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. It's Franklin 16 and Wachusett 14. And if you're enjoying tonight's action, you can hear an encore presentation of every game broadcast in its entirety. Saturdays at noon on Leominster's owned and operated 95.1 FM, WLPZ LP FM. And we thank the great folks at WLPZ for their partnership throughout the season as well. And Bill Thomas, as we get closer and closer to second half action, it's time now for our mid-game adjustments. Second half is coming up, but let's find out. What do you think? Where's the tinkering going to happen? Most of the first half, we said, dominated by offense. Last few minutes of it, dominated by great and intense defense on both sides.
Yeah, I agree. You know, the line started dominating there in the second quarter, and both quarterbacks were under pressure numerous times. I think that the Mountaineers got to look to their outside edge defense. They're getting beat off the edge, especially on those quick passes. The yards after catch, they're getting destroyed. And a lot of times it's one or two blocks. It's a wide receiver block. Their defensive back is getting tied up, and there's no help out there. I don't know if they got to cheat up their safety. Everything's been going right. All the Panthers' big plays. Mountaineers got to look to the right, but they just got to. And I know the Panthers probably want to spread them out. They're going to turn it in. But, hey, they're beating you on the outsides right now. You got to turn them back into your defense and then see what you can get out of it.
And what did Coach Dobzinski say in our interview and in our conversations throughout the week? Tackling. When I think about the big tackles of the first half, I think about a lot of big tackles that were made by Franklin. And I think about Wachusett situations where maybe they tried an arm tackle or a shoulder block. They didn't square up and make those good form tackles.
Yeah, I agree. And what else I saw was blocking. And it was one key block on those 3 or 4 big plays, those yards after catch plays, that the Panthers were able to put on the outside defender of the Mountaineers. They got to look at that. You got to get wide. You can't let them use that sideline to beat you down the edge of the field. Turn them in. Let the pursuit help you out. But the Mountaineers are just getting destroyed on the outside, and they got to turn that play in. You know, I'm sure if you're in the Franklin locker room, first words out of Franklin's coaches, we can win this game if we can keep the yellow flags in the officials' pocket.
Yeah.
That second Mountaineer touchdown, direct result of 2 personal fouls, 30-plus yards in that drive. So, you know, I'm sure
and there was one in the first drive as well. In the first drive that led to the first scoring touchdown as well.
And, you know, you hate it as a coach to have touchdown or point producing drives aided by flags. You know, they should have never even got past the 50, but those 2 plays in a row, I think it was, 2 personal fouls, marching from about the 45 on their own side down to the 20. And, you know, it makes it easy picking right there for a good offense like the Mountaineers. So I think the key for the Franklin Panthers is just keep the officials' flags in their pockets. we're doing good. We pulled the momentum to our side in that second quarter. I'm sure that's what they're talking about in their locker room.
16-14, Franklin on top of Wachusett at the half. We step aside one more time here on RFM Audio at the half. Third quarter action, second half begins. When we come back, stick and stay. This is high school football on RFM.
So, how are the kids?
Well, Emily made the honor roll.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. Tyler, on the other hand, though.
What's going on?
He's been moody lately, just feeling down and not like himself.
Oh, we've been there. Nick was struggling last spring. He was so anxious and stressed.
Really? What helped?
Well, he joined the soccer team. And ever since, he's been a lot happier. He has more energy, he's less stressed, and he's definitely in a better mood at home. It's made a huge difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house, he's getting some exercise, and he's off his phone for once. It's been good for his mental health.
Sounds like it's been good for your mental health, too.
Participating in Massachusetts high school sports improves students' physical and mental health. Encourage your son or daughter to get involved. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
We've seen sunset here at Hal Lane Field, and as we get ready for second half kickoff, moonrise, Bill Thomas, a full moon coming up behind us over the softball field here on the campus of Wachusett Regional, and back in the direction of the field, it's second half action. Here we go. Ball on the T40 yard line at our left. It's King with the kick, sends a low line drive all the way, skipping downfield. Will be returned from the Franklin 15-yard line with a full head of steam across the 20, the 25, then the 30, and taken down around the 32-yard line. Nice return there. It looked like 20 to me. Cole Sidwell on the return. About 17 yards there, Bill Thomas?
About 17 on that return. Not too bad a field position for the Panthers here, receiving the opening kickoff in the second half.
And they are up to 16-14, Franklin on top of Wachusett as they get set for their first offensive possession of the second half. They're wearing the road white tops, navy blue bottoms, Columbia blue trim on the pants, and numerals front and back. White helmets with a triple stripe up the middle. It is navy, white, and Columbia blue up the middle. The italicized Franklin F on either side of the helmets.
Is that a Fordham F?
Florida. Kind of looks, yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
The handoff goes inside for David on first down and 10. He'll take it to the left of the formation, cross the 30, then the 35, and he's spun down just shy of the 40-yard line at the 39. Solid gain there. Looks like 6, second down and 4.
Nice conservative open to play here for the second half. I don't expect the Panthers to stay in that mode. We'll have to see if they go to that strong side. They got all this wideouts over on that right side. Looks like they're setting something up over there.
Second down, 4 to go, their own 39-yard line. Shotgun set, trips open side right of the formation. Single backfield is David behind Lyons. Uses David as a screen, rolls to the backside of the play, throws right, pass is caught by DeBrisk. He got right sideline, crossing midfield. Now the Mountaineer 45, 40, and he's shoved out of bounds around the Mountaineer 35-yard line with a Panther first down and a great scoring threat just 1 minute into the second half.
About 22 on that, Todd. They push him back to the 40. Must have stepped out over there, but they flooded that right side with trips, waited for it to clear out. Took advantage of the open field over there.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Mountaineers. Shotgun set, 2 receivers out in the formation, 1 on either side. Lyons calling signals. He'll ask for the ball. He'll put it in the belly of David, who will take it off the left of the formation, cross the 40, and advance the ball to the 38. And then a flag comes out at the end of the play at the backside, away from the ball.
See what happens here, but the little pushing and shoving going on the ground.
It's a dead ball, personal foul, signaled against Franklin.
Sorry. I think
a
it was
15-yard penalty.
Not going to call any number, but right in the middle of the field, everybody's up, and Franklin kid rolling around on top of a Wachusett kid, a little extracurricular activity. Officials ain't going to stand for that, and they've kind of demonstrated that tonight.
And takes a great drive and now backs it up from Mountaineer territory back across midfield to the Franklin 47-yard line. It'll be second down and very long.
15-yard penalty backs them up. It's going to be second and 10, 20, 23 is my fast math.
They'll snap from their own 47. They need the Mountaineer 30-yard line for a first down. Lions shouting signals at Josh Ribeiro, laid out into the formation off the sideline. Shotgun spread, 2 receivers right side. Lions ask for the ball. Lions back to pass, looks to the right toward the boundary. Leaping catch made there by Luke Davis in the grasp of the defender. Gets pushed back on the play. Great defensive play there made by Ben Dominic, who kind of caught the receiver Davis in the air and pushed him back. And now a flag comes out in the middle of the pack again at the end of the play. Right now it's still third down and long. Ball is at the Mountaineer 48-yard line.
Third and 18. So that was a pickup of about 5 on that play, and they're marching off probably 15 more.
It looks like a 15-yard personal foul came at the end of the play.
It's going to bring it down towards the first down marker.
But they said it will still be third down, and it will be. So they mark it back past the original line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line. Now move it past the 35, and it is placed down at the 33-yard line of Wachusett. Third down and 3 to go. 9:28 to play here in the third quarter, and Franklin now moving from right to left.
Team swapping personal fouls in this drive.
Tight diamond formation close to the right side of the shotgun set. Hard count, and there's a jump flag out. This is going to be a first down in flags. Back-to-back flags against Wachusett are going to give a first down to Franklin. Mark the ball across the 30 to the 28-yard line.
What was that third aspect of the game that Coach does?
Turnovers.
Turnovers. All right.
Right now, flags.
Not
certainly.
penalties, but I tell you, the penalties are almost as bad as turnovers right here. The way they're allowing Franklin just to move the ball down the field with no real offensive production.
First down and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 receivers, wide side of the formation. One-on-one is Luke Davis with Reiki on the left. Back to pass, Lions on 5. The in-cut comes for Davis, and he gets shoulder blocked out of the air by Aiden McGarry at the 30-yard line. It's no gain on the play. What a great defensive play. McGarry looked like a missile flying through the air.
And he's seen enough of those yards after catch tonight. He might have got beaten for a couple of those, and not that time.
What a great crowd on hand tonight. Standing around the field, up here in the parking lot area where our mobile broadcast unit is, in a full house over in that student section, celebrating Neon Night with all sorts of safety vests. Shotgun spread, 4 receivers out in the formation. Hard count, back to pass, double move. Lions floats for the end zone. Davis, jump ball, flag is out, the catch is made. It is a touchdown for Franklin. The flag is out at the goal line. It's a 29-yard touchdown strike, and they are going to pick the flag up. It was a pass interference signaled against Franklin. It is declined. It is a touchdown for the Panthers. Lions to Davis.
Hey, I was going to say, guess who? More yards, but not yards after catch on that one. That was all jump and catch ability right there. No running involved.
Move, fake him short into the boundary, take it downfield, go with the streak from there.
Yeah, I mean, great move all around. Great setup, a little wigwag there by Lions.
Cortese marks his distance. Lions sets the ball down. It's low, and it's deflected at the line. Another point after is blocked.
And that, nothing can be any bigger than that because that keeps it one score, Todd.
Back up the field come the team. 7:54 to play here in the third quarter. It's Franklin 22 and Wachusett 14. Kate Robbins back at HQ. She's got your drive summary.
I certainly do with that 7:55. I'm just adding the time in right now. Sorry about that. 4-minute drive, 7 plays covering 67 yards, ends with a 29-yard touchdown reception by Luke Davis, as Todd said. Extra point, no good. Right now, Franklin on top of Wachusett, 22-14. And the story of this game is the laundry. Lots of flags being thrown since the second quarter.
No question about that, Kate. Thank you so very much. As the ball comes back out, set down on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. And how about Portesi, who's got a great leg, field goal ability, 2 blocked point afters tonight.
Not getting the ball up in the air, apparently at the line of scrimmage, but something he can work on going forward.
Everybody's going to have something. Here's Portesi on the approach. He'll swing the right leg. This one end over end all the way down to the Mountaineer end zone. It's Corelli on the return with some space. Cross the 10, 15, go 20, and down he is taken around the 25-yard line. Correction, that was Matt Reiki on the return to the 25.
Or 21, 22, I think.
Was it just shy of the goal line?
Yeah, about the 4-yard line, Todd. I tell you, the numbers get a little blurry down there.
A lot of lines down there.
Yeah, with the people in the way. But, yeah, we'll give them about 22, 23 on that return. Good field position for the Mountaineers. They're not backed up against their goal line.
Good opportunity to get started here. Their first offensive possession of the second half. They have been scoreless since the first quarter.
They need to answer right here, Todd.
First down and 10 and out of a gun. Low snap. McDonald fields, gets it into the belly of Corelli, and Corelli takes it off the right of the formation, cross the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gains 5, second down and 5.
Nice, safe way to start that drive, much like Franklin started their drive in this opening possession of the second half.
And immediately no huddle here. Tucker McDonald surveys the situation. Sets up a 3-receiver shotgun set. Back to pass. Screen for Corelli out of the backfield. Into the open field. And a great open field hit made by Nick Quintina, the linebacker.
He wrapped him up and took him down. No doubt about it. Nice open field tackle there.
Loses at least 2 on the play. 3rd down and 7. Ball back across the 30 at the 28-yard line.
One-on-one defender out of the backfield doing his job.
Under 7 minutes, 6:55 and counting left here in the third quarter. 22-14, Franklin on top of Wachusett on the opening week of high school football here in Massachusetts. Back to pass. It's McDonald. Out of the gun, tucks it himself, races for the edge. He'll get around the defender around the 30-yard line and barrel rolls into the Panther sideline, gaining back what was lost, maybe a skosh more. Give him a gain of 3 on the play. Will bring up 4th down and 3 to go. This at the Mountaineer 31-yard line, 32-yard line, and they will, it looks like, change personnel for a punt, and McDonald is the more important headline, is doubled over in his huddle.
I don't know if he might have pulled something there, maybe a little abdominal thing, but let's not speculate. He's out on the field. Walking around a little gingerly there, though, Todd.
Does not look comfortable, to say the least.
If he tweaked his knee, but it's hard to tell from his mannerisms.
Back across the 20, he stands at his own 17-yard line. He will punt on 4th down and 3. The return sets up around the Panther 40. This one off the right toe, end over end. It will be returned with some space. Bounces to the outside, cross the 40, and angled out of bounds around the 43-yard line. It's Derek DeBrisk on the return. And Franklin's got the football for their second offensive possession of the second half. First down and 10 at their own 43-yard line. 5:38 to play here in the third.
About a 36-yard punt right there. Flips the field position. Give him a 9-yard return. Panthers setting up at their own 41. They have great field position here, though they're on their own side of the midfield. Carrying all the momentum right now, Todd.
Coach Bain taking his time with his team, now sends them back out onto the field. Meanwhile, the Mountaineers defense standing there trying to keep loose, wearing the evergreen tops and the evergreen bottoms, white numerals trimmed in black front and back, Mountaineers across the chest with the classic Wachusett helmet with the evergreen grills, the Wachusett W on either side, and the triple stripe up the middle with black, white, and evergreen. On first down and 10, out of the gun, the handoff bounces out to the right, across the 40-yard line, and forward goes David. Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Franklin still continuing to press that right side, but carrying all the momentum here, scoring a touchdown, getting Wachusett on a 4 and out, getting the football back in pretty good field position, see if the Panthers can't build on their lead.
And here's Lyons scanning his situation. 3 receivers open side left on 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball at their own 43-yard line. Lyons, the shotgun snap, 5-step set, looks over the middle. It's DeBrisk coming from right to left across the 45-yard line. Now angles it upfield across midfield. Mountaineer 45 and steps out of bounds at the Mountaineer 43 with a Franklin first down.
Matthew Reiki tracking him down over there, but not before a pickup of about, I'm going to give him 15 on that, Todd, at least. Moves the chains.
Franklin taking their time out on the field as Lyons kind of in that, what Bill Thomas calls the old little sugar huddle.
Yep.
Just kind of in that sugar huddle.
Standing around. Just
everybody kind of getting some direction from Lyons.
Not allowing substitutions, though, from the Mountaineers. Not a lot of substitution going on, but you got to be careful.
Luke Davis, the motion man from left to right. He will be slot right at the snap of the ball on 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz. Lyons looks over the middle, finds DeBrisk again on the little in cut across the 40-yard line, going left to right this time. He rolls up to the Mountaineer 38-yard line. Gains 5, 2nd down and 5.
Nice job right there, using the middle of the field with them crossing patterns. Pulling the defense in, and they got to look outside. That's where all the Franklin Panthers' success has been for their big plays, coming out with trips our way this play, Todd.
Passing the 4.5-minute mark here of the 3rd quarter, 22-14, Franklin with the lead. Bill Thomas, we got a little school being held over here for the defense with a whiteboard and a huddle around a defensive coordinator. On 2nd down and 5, Lyons, the snap, give it to David. David races his way out to the edge. He's got himself the 30, now the 20, and he's angled out of bounds across the 20 at the 18-yard line. There comes Michael David again. That's good for 20 yards and a Franklin first down.
I'm telling you, the Panthers doing a great job of sealing off the outside once they break the line of scrimmage. Busting it out. Usually only one man out there to beat. Panthers doing a good job running to the sideline.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, 22-14. Franklin's advantage, and they're knocking on the door once again as they've crossed in to the Mountaineer red zone. Play action fake for Lyons out of the gun. He's directing traffic. DeBrisk sets up the block. Now Lyons sees a defender coming. He slows up, and McGeary with a good form tackle around the waist takes him down after a gain of 4. It's 2nd down and 6 to go.
Yeah, nice job out there. Tell you, pointing fingers, and you're right, just leading traffic out there and trying to find an opening.
You go here, you go here. I'm going to keep trying to go here. Yep. Oh, wait a minute, that's a defender. And down he goes.
Going to try to run over this way, but help me out.
2nd down and 6 to go. Ball around the 14-yard line. Lyons asks for the ball out of the gun. Gives it to David. Center of the field opens up. Into the A-gap goes David. Cross the 10-yard line. Moves the football to about the 8. It's a gain of 7, and it is a first down for Franklin.
Not only a first down, I think it's 1st and goal, Todd.
It will be a first down and goal to go. 2:45 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Statement drive right here by the Franklin Panthers, trying to build on this 1-score lead they have.
Both sides awfully loud as this first down and goal to go play develops. From right to left continues the march. Barking signals. Lyons asks for the ball. Give it to David again. Defense collapses and cuts David out at the line. Short loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go. Move it back past the 10 to the 11-yard line.
Ryan Greeny there submarining his way under the line of scrimmage. The offensive lineman putting a stop to that play.
Winding down toward the 2-minute mark here of the 3rd quarter. And Franklin's drive is doing 2 things. Matriculating the ball down the field and watching the sand run out of the clock all at the same time.
And I think the Mountaineers have had 1 possession in this quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, Bill Thomas, and it was a 3-and-out. 4 receivers spread. Snap, give it to David. Straight up the middle of the field. Cutting back and forth across that 2nd level. Reaches out toward the 5-yard line and taken down around the 6. 3rd down and goal to go at the Mountaineer 6-yard line.
I'll give him about 3 on that one, trying to pick his way through the middle. Look for them to bust something outside here, Todd. That's where all their success has been.
And whether it's been taking it to the edge or in cutting over the middle, you got to look along that back line of the end zone as well for DeBrisk.
5 wide here.
And an
on
empty
the goal
set.
Line. A little reset, get some help in the backfield.
Barking signals. Lyons on 3rd and goal. Looks for the
what
slant
a play.
for Davis. Incomplete. The rapid tackle made there by Luke Snyder, the defensive back.
Nice job right there, staying home in his corner position, coming up, knocking the ball free without a flag. I think we're going to have another field goal attempt. But
it is fourth down and goal to go.
So turn this into a 2-score game, so it's a pretty big play right here for the Mountaineers.
And potentially evens up those missed point afters as well. They'll snap the football from the 6-yard line. The spot of the kick looks like after the 7-yard mark off, it looks like it'll be about the 12-yard line, give or take. Asks for the ball, does Lyons, puts it down. This one gets some good height, angled from right to left toward the closed end of the field and splits the upright. The field goal is good, a 22-yard field goal, second on the day for Garrett Parisi.
Good job right there.
59 seconds left here in the third. It's 25-14.
Could be a difference maker here as the third quarter winds down. Mountaineers showing no offensive prowess here. One possession, a 3 and out, and Panthers dominating this third quarter.
Bill Thomas, let's take an opportunity to check the time, temperature, weather conditions, and game forecast here in the second half. While we wait for the teams to come back upfield, we'll get Kate's drive summary coming up here in a matter of moments. 8:42 on a Friday night, September the 9th, 64 degrees, feels like all of 64, heading for our low of 61 on a clear night and a full moon in the background here at Hal Lane Field in Holden tonight. Week 1 of high school football here on RFM in 2022.
Just had a big flock of geese fly over us. I don't know if they're headed south, Todd.
I was going to say, what timing, by the way,
maybe
for the big flyover?
The Mountaineers' luck here in the second half.
Portezzi puts his whole body into this one and sends Corelli retreating back toward his goal line, and through the end zone it goes for a touchback. Time in for Kate Robbins with that scoring summary for Franklin.
Drive summary for the Franklin Panthers. A 9-play drive covering 5 minutes and 54 yards. They end up with the 22-yard field goal by Garrett Portezzi. That puts them up 25-14. And right now, Wachusett's offense struggling to get back on the board in the second half.
Indeed, Kate, but their student section is undeterred, making an awful lot of noise as they've got the football. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line, coming left to right. Tucker McDonald asks for the ball, looks for the left, and throws. It's incomplete into the ground. That one was just too low. The intended receiver was 17 on that one. First call of his name, Ethan Bloomquist, the intended receiver.
Yeah, tight coverage over there by 18, Ethan Fromm, too. So, McDonald off target here since the first quarter.
Second and 10 from their own 20. Low snap, gets the hands off for Snopkowski with some room. Avoids one defender, crossing the 25-yard line and down around the 26. There is a defender down back toward the point of attack as well. Stands as a gain of 7.
Another Franklin defender, I believe,
who seems to be struggling to get up, and now all of a sudden he's going to sit himself up and roll over, and the trainer has run out there.
He's got that cramp look.
Yes, it is, and the trainer jumps all over that. Yep. Stops the clock with 39 seconds left here in the third quarter, and it's a 25-14 Franklin lead. Hey, tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM audio is being rebroadcast via our partners at 95.1 FM, WLPZ FM. You can set your dials to 95.1 FM for a weekly encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast, beginning each Saturday at noon. So noon tomorrow, complete replay of this one from start to finish. And while you're there, enjoying the great information, education, and entertainment for members of the community by members of the community on Leominster's owned and operated 95.1 FM, WLPZ. Also, the great staff at WLPZ FM are always looking for new volunteers to expand their program offerings. For information on how you could get involved, visit WLPZ.org.
Happy to say Luke Quintana hopped his way off the field, but he is walking under his own power, rubbing up his calf.
Yeah, he's got the roller out, trying to loosen the calf up. Third down and 3, another low snap off the shotgun from McDonald, but he got the handoff to the running back, who was quickly swarmed to a Snopkowski again, who advanced the ball about another yard. It'll be fourth down and a yard to go.
It looks like the Mountaineers are going to take the safe route here, switching out for their special teams punt unit.
Ball is at their own 28-yard line. They need the 30 for a first down.
See if
and
maybe,
they are going to think about this one because the third quarter has just expired.
Yeah, they're going to get a couple minutes to
3 quarters
reconsider.
In the books. Franklin on top of Wachusett here at Hal Lane Field in Holden tonight. It's Franklin 25 and Wachusett 14. The teams change ends in the all-important fourth and final quarter coming up here on RFM. Kate, through 3 quarters, what stands out on your stat sheet?
Right now, Tucker McDonald having some trouble with accuracy, as Bill Thomas mentioned, since the first quarter. 7 of 20, only completing 35% of his passes, 73 yards in total passing yards, 62 of those going to Matt Reiki. Right now, Tucker McDonald not really in sync with his receivers, and as Billy said, scrambling tonight and making some errant passes and some interesting decisions.
Indeed, Kate. And all of a sudden, he went from somebody who in the first half we spent a lot of time talking about.
First quarter.
Definitely in the first quarter, for sure. And all of a sudden, kind of has faded back on into the bush, so to speak.
But let's give the Franklin Panthers defense some credit. They made some adjustments after that first quarter. They have completely stymied the Wachusett Mountaineers. And 2 possessions here in the second half. One was a 3 and out. Now they're looking at 4th and short. Trying to decide. I think they might have decided they're going to go for it the way the crowd's getting revved up.
And Franklin here ran that third quarter down to about 0. So
yeah, I tell you, they had the opening possession.
And they are going to go for it. McDonald runs to the line. Franklin panics because they've got punt formation and a timeout spent.
I don't think they were watching what the conversation was over there. They had 2 defenders back in midfield. And they didn't have enough personnel up on the line of scrimmage.
It was 4th down and a yard to go, snapping from their own 29. Wachusett needed their own 30, now moving right to left here in the final quarter of regulation.
I think no matter what, there's no way Franklin could put a punt team out there, even if Wachusett changes its mind right here, Todd. You got to cover all your bases here, and the number one thing you got to consider is a fake. They punt it, let the ball roll. You don't need field position right now. Play 11 and play defense.
25-14. Franklin on top of Wachusett. Another great meeting between these 2 communities. Met for the first time on our records that go all the way back to 2004. Last year was a 10-point win for Franklin.
Offensive set, Todd. McDonald up on the center.
Indeed.
First time all night.
Looking like a Tom Brady, looking for that old wing tee. He's up under center. Hard count. Now the snap. Give it to the bruising back in the backfield. He was stood up. Now the pack falls. His helmet made it to the 30-yard line. The wing official has set his foot and will nuzzle it up.
Short.
Franklin is thinking, nope. It was McGeary on the carry, and he says first down. They didn't even bring the chains in.
He had to get
beyond. The crew chief says the nose of the ball is on the 30-yard line, and he says first down, wind the clock.
They had to get beyond, totally beyond that 30-yard line mark, and not even touching it, no measurement.
And the wing official that placed the ball is getting an earful from Coach Bain over here on the near sideline because he's on the Franklin sideline. The Mountaineer drive continues, 1st and 10 at their own 30. Back to pass, McDonald looks to his right and throws, and it's knocked down incomplete by Divine Johnson. McDonald was looking for Joe Capabianca.
I got to tell you, Todd, I don't know how they found a way to move the chains right there because I tell you, I know we're not at a good angle. We can't really see the mark on the ground, but it definitely looks short. A 3rd, 4th, and 5th extra effort got that first down.
At the very least, the theater of bringing the chains out would have given the appearance of double-checking to make sure he reached the line. On 2nd down and 10, back to pass. McDonald looks for his left, short. It is complete. The nice catch made there by Corelli, and he will roll coming out of the backfield.
They're not moving the down.
Not moving, though. They left it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're not moving the spot marker. It's right there.
No gain. Good close on the outside by the Franklin defense.
Once again, a big 3rd down play here for the Mountaineers.
A minute into this 4th quarter, and this feels like the football game already. A 25-14 Franklin lead, and Wachusett's offense dormant since the first quarter.
Sputtering, to say the least, Todd.
Backpedaling. McDonald on 3rd down. Waits for the clear out. Now up the middle of the field he goes with room. He's got his own 40. Now midfield across the 30. Cuts back in at the 25. He's caught from behind. Slung down around the 11-yard line. He may have fumbled the football. The officials are now blowing their whistle and the play dead. It will be marked down at the 11-yard line of Franklin. Tucker Mcdonald waited for the inside to open. It's quarterback draw straight up the middle of the field, and it's good for 60 yards and a first and goal for Wachusett.
Wow, that play had looked like broken at the line of scrimmage, but just shedding tacklers, running over a couple, get himself all the way down to the 10. No bigger play in this game than that right here tonight.
They marked him just shy of the 10-yard line. They pushed it back to the 11, so it is a first and 10 from the 11-yard line at the Franklin 11 going right to left.
We'll take a yard away from him. Only give him 59 on that.
Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation. McDonald asks for the ball. Low, waits for the clear out, flips the screen complete for Corelli, and that's stacked up at the line. Maybe move the ball to the 10-yard line, give him a gain of 1, it looks. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, good effort there, though. Not much happening at the point of contact. After that reception, no yards after catch. Fighting for a yard, though, right there from the line of scrimmage, falling forward, turning into something positive.
On 2nd down and 9, McDonald out of the gun, back to pass, looks right corner. It's juggled in and out of the hands, incomplete. Arturo Johnson could not wrap it up, but he was passing the goal line. That was a touchdown in and out of the hands of Johnson.
Yeah, running the fade there to that corner. He had it in his hands for a split second, couldn't put him together though.
And the spot comes to the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 9. 10-yard line at left hash. 4 receivers set, evenly split in the formation. McDonald asks for the ball. Back pedals on 5 steps. He gets destroyed in the backfield and sends one toward the back of the end zone, incomplete. The intended receiver was Joe Capabianca. And the interesting part, McDonald up right away, and the defender who made the hit, Nick Quintana, he lost his helmet. He's going to come off the field for a play.
He came flying in like a missile right there, but we got the situation again, Todd, like time and time again here. Big play after big play, 4th down play again.
I'm not sure how McDonald got that pass off, but he paid for it.
And I'm not sure how he got up so quickly either. And he hit his receiver in the hands and couldn't hold on.
4th and 9 at the Franklin 10-yard line. The low snap. Now whistles kill the play. The pass is knocked down incomplete, but there is a timeout taken by Wachusett before the play was snapped.
And I don't think that play was going anywhere, and good job by the coaches over there.
9:21 to play here in the 4th quarter. Franklin's 25-14 lead looking tenuous, but a 4th down play stopped for a timeout.
Remember, Mountaineers are chasing 2 scores now, Todd, with that second field goal. It's really changed the situation here. Mountaineers need to get something out of this. I wonder if they're thinking field goal maybe. Cut it down to a 1 score. You can't come out of this drive without points after that huge run by Tucker McDonald. And to come up empty here, it's going to be a real letdown on the Mountaineers sideline.
What a fantastic night of high school football here on the campus of Wachusett Regional in Holden tonight. Great crowd on hand. Nobody has left this one. You got a combination of students, parents, community members. Again, this parking lot party, it's got a massive atmosphere here. And then with the sheer amount of students who are now willing their team and their quarterback back out onto the field.
A little different look here. Looks like we're running a Wildcat.
Now McDonald comes into the quarterback spot.
There he is.
4 receivers split, 2 on either side. On 4th down, he flings corner. There's nobody there. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag out from the back judge well away from the football. Hold the phone here. 4th down incomplete at the moment.
I think we're going to have some kind of hold in the backfield, I'm thinking.
But it looks like the officials are still signaling it'll be 4th down. Holding called against the defense.
If it wasn't in the end zone, it's not going to get it. It's not going to be a 1st down.
It will not. They're going to penalize
move the
5
ball
yards.
To the spot.
And it looks like they're going to move that up to about the 5-yard line.
5, yeah.
So it'll be 4th down, about 3 to go.
They can make a 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like at the 2-yard line, give or take. The drive continues for the Mountaineers at the moment. Another fourth down opportunity. 9:15 and counting here in the fourth. Chasing a 25-14 Franklin lead. Asks for the football. Whistles kill the play. And Coach Dobzinski spent another timeout to stop the clock at the snap of the ball.
Wow.
And will hold one more time. The crowd collectively holding their breath on this one.
I thought that play was going to work too. You know, Coach Dubs might have second thoughts if he looks at this one afterwards. But, hey, it worked the first time. You ended up getting a first down out of it via penalty. But, you know, good spot for a hard count here. Something, any 5-yarder will give the Mountaineers a first down. Probably maybe talking about that pre-snap, but got to make something work here, and up the middle, I think, is the way to go.
How about a lighthearted moment at a very serious juncture of this game? Coach Dobzinski, when I was down on the field, he was wearing the full long pants on this week 1 of action. Halftime, yeah, those long pants are gone. He's cut down the shorts. Situation got very serious.
He might have cut the legs off to prove a point while still wearing the pants.
No question about that. Players come back out of the timeout. It'll be 4th down, 3 to go. Need the Franklin 2-yard line for a first down. 2 yards beyond that, the 6 points the Mountaineers desire. 9:13 to play here in the fourth quarter. Chasing a 25-14 Franklin lead. Here comes that 4th down play again. 3 receivers in the formation. McGeary in the backfield with Mcdonald. The snap, fake the give. Mcdonald keeps it himself. Races around right end. Reaches for the goal line. It's green smoke, and it's a Mountaineer touchdown.
Good play right there. Fake that previous play before the timeout. Gave it, tell McDonald, keep it. Busted around the right side. Follows his tackle, guard, and tight end in the end zone.
And the celebration ensues here at Hal Lane Field. 9:06 to play here in the fourth quarter. A 5-point football game. Franklin 25, Wachusett 20, pending the point after, and they are going to go for 2.
You want to turn this into, well, whether it's 5 or 3, this point's really immaterial. 1 point does you no good. A 4-point lead is as good as a 6-point lead. Excuse me.
Shotgun spread. 3 receivers in the formation. The snap for McDonald. Same
play.
play. Faked it, took it out to the right. He got clocked, and the whistles killed the play. None of this matters. There's a flag out on the play. Coach Dobzinski is apoplectic on the sideline because he wants to know why his quarterback got clotheslined for a play that never mattered.
And in the end, yeah, that play should have never ran. Turns into a false start, 5-yard penalty against the Mountaineers. No play.
So they'll penalize 5 yards, and they'll replay the try. The ball will now be placed down around the 7-yard line.
Definitely makes this much tougher 2-point try. It's like they're back even closer to the 9, Todd. Trying to see the multiple lines out there. Yellow line, white line, real close together from the soccer field.
Nonetheless,
so it's two-point
conversion opportunity here. Replaying the try around the 8. 4 receivers, back to pass. McDonald looks left corner. Flag is out. There was face guarding. Pass will fall incomplete. Joe Capabianca got smothered in the end zone. Defender had no idea where the ball was, just turned around and threw up a screen in front of him. The ball hit the defender in the back. This is pass interference against the defense. They'll enforce the penalty. We'll try the try again.
So that's in the end zone, Todd. What are they going to give him, 5 yards on that?
High school football rules under the Federation. It's no longer spot fouls or move it to the 1-yard line.
Well, puts it back where it was. We'll have to see what they get out of this. Back to the 3.
And here comes McDonald again. Shotgun spread. 3 receivers in the formation. 2 to the short side right. Snap. Give it this time to McGeary. McGeary, head of steam, plows his way through. 2 points are good.
Nice job right there, mixing up those plays. Finally, another flag. Somebody said something. Dead ball foul. Which way is this going?
After the try, but it could cause issues on the kickoff.
And I think it's going to create a field advantage.
And the neon glow celebration in the student section for the Mountaineers continues.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a celebration.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Franklin is the call.
Good.
15 yards enforced on the kickoff coming up. 9:06 to play here in the fourth quarter. 25-22. Franklin on top of Wachusett.
And tell the fans where this kickoff's going to be placed, Todd.
Yeah,
Big advantage for the Mountaineers.
Instead of the 40-yard line to our right, they've marked it up 15 yards across midfield. The kick will come from the 45-yard line on Franklin's half of midfield.
Big field position advantage right here if possibly drive this down towards the goal line, but the coverage team get down there. Good opportunity to pin Franklin deep in their own end.
With a good kick here by Dominic, very likely could send it out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Or do you get a little tricky here, Bill
I don't
Thomas,
go for the
three-point
touchback here. I try to get this up in the air, Todd.
They look like he's marked it off short. He's
Don't
not going
pooch
back
it.
far. Looks like he is going to pooch this kick. He sends the onside kick downfield and then whistles kill the play. And Coach Dubzinski is not happy about something over on his sideline.
Where are the whistles here? I don't see any flags. Not sure what's going on here. They not set the ball signal play?
I don't know if they didn't blow it ready for play or they signaled the timeout or if it was a personnel issue.
I'll tell you, there was only one Franklin special teams defender over there, and the Mountaineers were closing in on that. They might have had a chance to recover that onside.
9:06.
Franklin swapped out a couple of frontline personnel. I think they put some hands team people up there.
Well, here comes once again the set for Dominic.
More of a traditional look here.
Stepped back.
Yeah.
This time he goes for a deeper pooch kick downfield. Tries to put it around the 15-yard line, and he does. But here comes the return. Back against the grain, crossing the 20, angled toward the sideline, and will be run out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So the net from kick to return was about 5 yards, and a great return on the play.
Give him about, where are they going to put it, 41? Give him about 31 on that return, but
looked like Luke Trenane's
I
on the
think
return,
it was,
Bill
and
Thomas.
it definitely, I tell you, I love the strategy of trying to corner kick that, but all the Mountaineer special teams got pulled over to that side of the field and just got outraced to this side and turned that field position right back around for the Panthers.
8:55 to play here in the fourth quarter, 25-22. Franklin's lead. They got the football back. It's been a long time since their offense was on the field in the third quarter. Snap for Lions. Give it to David. It's swallowed up at the point of attack. Give them a gain of maybe a yard. Call it 2nd down and 9. Kate Robbins, you've got a Mountaineer drive summary.
I certainly do, Todd. Going back over there, 12-play drive covering 80 yards, 4 minutes of clock was utilized. You had the touchdown, 5-yard touchdown by Tucker Mcdonald. The 2-point conversion after 3 tries is good. Bill Thomas, here's a stat for you. Franklin, 119 yards in penalties so far tonight.
Yeah, and it really cost them there at the end of that drive, Kate. Good point.
That just plain hurts. 2nd down and 9 to go. Ball at their own 41, going left to right. Pistol formation here. Lions ask for the ball. Fake the give. Now Lions on a 5-step drop. Flushed out of the pocket to his right. Double clutches. Finds his tight end, Hunter, across the 40-yard line toward the 45. Immediately hit and taken down there. Gains about 4 more on the play. Third down to about 5. Grayson Hunter, the tight end there that made the catch.
Yeah, how Lions got that out that time under pressure and running with his head up, finds a big tight end there, though. One of the biggest kids on the field, turns a negative into a positive.
3rd down and 5 to go. The ball will snap at their own 45-yard line for Franklin. They need midfield for a 1st down. Clock continues to wind, under 7.5 minutes to play here in the fourth. Franklin's lead is 3 at 25-22. Lions looks at a 4-receiver split, 2 on either side. Now Lions, here's a call from Coach Bain on the sideline. Flag is up from the back judge. Delay of game is the signal.
That was a quick 40.
Add more to that 119-yard total.
I didn't even see the arm go up back there.
I did not either. Don't typically see a play clock like that unless you're at Doyle Field, which tends to typically have a pretty fast play clock.
1 or 2 of those every game. We didn't see any of those last night on Characteristic.
All very quiet.
Night.
Crocker Field, they don't have the clock that winds so fast.
Right.
Down toward the 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Motion man is Hunter, the tight end. He'll go from right side to left in this shotgun set. sets up trips along the left side. Lions back to pass, looks at the little comeback screen. Pass is caught. Now across the 45, this is Davis. Davis has got midfield, and he's pulling the Mountaineers defense with him across the Mountaineer 45 and taken down at the Mountaineer 42-yard line. It is a first down for Franklin on a gain of 17 for Luke Davis.
Big first down play, but once again, a third down play right there, leading to a first down. Yards after catch, Todd. That reception was made short of the first down marker. The rest of it was done by the receiver.
And it has been the conversation of the night for Franklin's offense. Yak, yak, yak. That's yards after catch.
YAC.
6:15 and counting to play here in the fourth. First down and 10. Ball will snap at the Mountaineer 43. Left to right continues the drive. Lions in a shotgun, 4 receiver spread. Fake the give. Lions waited for the clear out. He goes straight up the A gap. Across the 40 toward the 35. Mountaineers think the football was out, but the officials have blown it dead with possession. It's a gain of 7 on the play. Second down and 3 to go. There is a Mountaineer slow to get up at the end of this one. Bill Thomas, we've got this little break in the action here while they check on a player. Yep. Let's talk about peak performances. Who stands out in this second half?
Well, I got to tell you, up until that drive, I was loving what Panthers were doing on defense, but once again, shot in the foot by penalty flags. Somehow Tucker Mcdonald just willed his team down the field for that touchdown and that 2-point conversion after repeated attempts. Tell you, Tucker McDonald found his magic there. I don't know where it went in the second and third quarter, but he definitely found that touch in the fourth quarter.
Jeffrey Watson is the Mountaineer player that is down on the field. Talking to Coach Mike Dubzinski, looks like they are treating it similarly to a cramp or something in the calf muscle on the left. He has now taken his helmet off, and he is writhing around in pain.
Yeah, I tell you, this time of the season, no tougher for football players getting twisted, pulled, and, third and fourth quarter's toughest time.
Clock is stopped while they treat the injury. 5:48 to play here in the fourth quarter. 25-22. Franklin with the 3-point lead and the football.
Todd, who do you think stands out here? What have you seen here in the second half that has allowed the Mountaineers to turn this game around? Regain some of that momentum.
No, it's a great question, Bill Thomas. I think, you can't overlook the play of Tucker McDonald. He has certainly willed himself to a number of big plays that created opportunities for his team. But I think that also you got to speak a little bit, and I think Coach Dubzinski would say this, to the line that's been in front of him. He's had that room in the A gap because of the play of his center Malik Angelin, Tyler Turcotte, and Harrison Rolls, the guards, opening up that A gap, and the recognition as he drops back to pass, the defense closes in on him, and they've been rushing him mercilessly all night long. Wait for that rush to come, and then when the hole opens up the middle, you hit the gap, and McDonald has done that a number of times here in the second half.
Yeah, just to look at the other side of that, he's really gotten beat up here in that second half. He's taken a number of shots. He has stood in the pocket, taken some shots, and he's not been afraid to call his own number either, Todd.
Second down and short here. Lions look toward Coach Bain at the sideline. Getting a signal here. Second down, 3 to go. Ball is marked at the 37-yard line of the Mountaineers. Left to right continues the march. Lions, the snap. Hard rolling pocket toward the right sideline. Tucked in himself. Runs into Reiki, and now a host of other Mountaineers. Reiki had the initial hit, and then there was the cleanup by the crowd.
I don't think they're going to move the down marker very far on that play, Todd. They're going to change the number and put it right back where it was.
Might have actually lost the yard-ish.
Yeah, putting it right back there. Still looks like it's going to be 3rd and 3.
Ball is at the 36-yard line. 3rd and a long 3 as they wind under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Big one or maybe 2 plays here for the Mountaineers defense. They got to get the offense back on the field here.
Shotgun spread, 3 receivers in the formation. Lions the delay give for David. Finds some room, spins off an initial hit through the middle of the field, crossed the 30-yard line, and it is enough for a Franklin first down, and the Panther drive continues.
Aiden McGeary in there, but able to shed that tackle. Got enough for the first down, move the sticks, keep the clock rolling, and maintain possession for the Franklin Panthers.
Lions with a couple of hard counts in this shotgun formation.
And
There's
look
a
at this
tight
bunch on this right side,
to the right
Todd.
side. 3 receivers
Where do
there.
you go?
One-on-one coverage to the outside left, and the give is for David on the snap on first down. David right into the teeth of the defense, and he's sent right back from whence he came. A great hit in there. Alex Zikos came through the middle of the field and sent him back. Correction, 16, Kyle Citro with the hit.
Yeah, found a way to give him 2 yards out of that, though. But, yeah, great hit at the point of contact there.
Ball is across the 30 at the Mountaineer 29. Second down and 8 to go. They need the 21-yard line of the Mountaineers for a first. Trips to the wide side left. David gets the handoff. The defense was all the way to the left. David is in the open field. He's got the 15, then the 10, across the 5, but he is caught from behind and spun down on the play. A touchdown saving tackle by Ethan Bloomquist on a run of 24 and a scamper in the open field. Wow.
Well, the key to that run, Todd, the cutback. It pulled everybody to the middle, jumboed kind of strong to the left on the initial run, but plant that foot, cut back to the right, open field. The Mountaineers aren't staying home on the weak side on those initial snaps.
First down and goal to go at the 3-yard line is the spot. Once again knocking at the door of the Panthers. The snap, give it for David. David battles his way to the goal line and in for the Franklin touchdown.
Dragging defenders along the way. Willed his way into the end zone right there.
2:59 to play in the fourth quarter, and Franklin has advanced their lead to 31-22.
Nice job right there by the junior running back, David.
And a point after pending here for Garrett Portesi. He has struggled with point afters. He has had 2 blocked tonight.
Both on the other end, I might add.
That's right. Snap, the ball is down. Portesi's kick got up and over the bar and between the uprights. Back up the field come the teams. 2:59 to play here in the fourth quarter. It's Franklin 32 and Wachusett 22.
Once again, tall mountain to climb here for the Mountaineers. Under 3 minutes to play, and Franklin Panthers turned this back into a 2-score game.
Eerily, Bill Thomas will remind you again, these two teams met for the first time that we can find on recorded record. Last year was 37-27, a 10-point win for Franklin on home field. They now lead 32-22 here at Hal Lane Field in Holden 1 year later under a full moon. Just saying.
Not sure how that game played out last year, but great back and forth action, but Panthers have found a way to wrestle control back here as the fourth quarter is winding down. But I got to tell you, great move, great recovery off that penalty on that 2-point to have to survive that kickoff from their own 45 and then have their return to bring it out to the 40, establish that field position. That's what led to that touchdown. Changes up your play call. You can be a little more aggressive out there in the midfield. Panthers took advantage of that.
Portesi has the ball in the tee, 40-yard line at our left. He will mark off his distance. Whistle to begin play. Portesi sets his line, scans the field. And now here comes the approach. Portesi swings the right leg up through the middle of the field. This one on a million bounces will be returned from the 10-yard line. With some room, racing for the edge. This is Skopkowski. Skopkowski crosses the 25-yard line, reaches for the 30. The football may be out, but the official signal is the Mountaineers possess the ball, and the signal is 1st and 10 Wachusett.
Trying to see who got on that ball. Looked like Snapowski, number 9.
Yeah, he was the return man, Snopkowski.
I'm not sure if he recovered his own fumble there, but ball was out. Mountaineers lucky to retain possession.
1st and 10 at their own 29. 2:48 to play in the fourth quarter and chasing a 10-point margin. On 1st and 10, a ground ball snap. Mcdonald fields it with one hand, gets it into his arms, and then just absorbs the contact across the 25. It's a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and he is not the player who was down. I thought he was slow to get up. It is a Franklin player, a defender that is slow to get up.
Got twisted around there a little bit, I think, but The way they're looking at this could be a little more than a cramp, but I don't want to speculate at this point.
Yeah, conversation. It was one of the defenders. It's like the second or third time tonight. Now, Tucker McDonald has certainly taken a lot of very hard hits tonight.
He has.
But he's gotten up every time.
Sometimes he's the first one up a lot of times, but...
and the people that keep hitting him keep coming up lame. I'm just saying. I mean, figure that one out. 2:37 to play here in the fourth quarter. 32-22 Franklin's lead.
Looking at a lower extremity injury here, but he's getting up. He's going to come off over his own power. 44, Todd.
44 on that. On the defensive side of the ball is Caden Colella.
Coming off with a little bit of help, but...
while we have this break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is high school football on RFM.
You're listening live to Rivalry Family Media, streaming audio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For those enjoying our encore presentation, you're listening to our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ Low Power FM, Leominster.
Tucker McDonald out of the shotgun set on 2nd down and 12. Takes the snap, keeps the ball himself. He'll race it out to the edge, across the 25-yard line, across the 30, and taken out of bounds around the 31. Good for a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 8 from their own 31. Working quickly here, back to the line. McDonald the snap, back to pass, looks deep down the left side. It's long and incomplete. Joe Capabianca was the intended receiver.
Under a lot of pressure there, too. Able to get it off, but not effective, just kind of winging it downfield.
2:19 to play here in the fourth quarter. And a 4th down situation. 32-22, Franklin on top of Wachusett. 4th down, they are going to go for it on 4th down and 8 to go. They need their own 40-yard line. There's the snap, backpedaling. McDonald forced to his left into open space. There's a flag out behind the play. McDonald throws, pass is caught by Capabianca across the Franklin 30 and out of bounds at the Franklin 25. But the officials are waving that play off. It's holding against the Mountaineers. It negates a huge play by Tucker McDonald. And it'll be a 10-yard penalty, and they'll replay 4th down.
Negates a 45-yard pitch and catch right there, Todd.
Questionable whether he was at the line of scrimmage or not. It was hard from our angle. The down marker had to drop at the line because the action was coming toward him. Very close. Would like to see that one over again to see whether he had crossed the line of scrimmage when he made the throw. But it was a great play by McDonald downfield.
Yeah, nonetheless, though, getting marched off 15 in the wrong direction. It's going to be 4th and forever.
Yeah, as they
for
go
the Mountaineers. And
back across the Mountaineer 10 to the 9-yard line.
If they got a 25-yard play here that the guarantee could work, they need to pull it out of the playbook right now.
They need their own 39, and Coach Szybczynski says, we're going for it. 4th down and long, their own 9-yard line. McDonald with a great pocket now gets pushed out. Now we'll run into the open field. Slips a defender at the 20. Now he's got the 25. Running laterally to the 30. Open field. He's got the 40 and a first down. Now across midfield. Tucker McDonald wills the drive on as he crosses midfield to the 49-yard line. Oh, my. Bill Thomas, there was the play. Good for a gain of 42 on the back of Tucker McDonald.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And a timeout taken by Wachusett, stopping the clock with 95 seconds left in regulation. They trail 32-22.
You talk about taking nothing and turning it into something. That was the classic play right there, running from sideline to sideline, almost caught from behind. The size
it was
of
over.
tuck and run.
It was over.
I don't know how the defender didn't just reach out and slap the ball away from him. He looked a lot closer than apparently he was, but McDonald cut it across the field towards his own sideline, found some daylight, and he was off to the races.
And even in the middle of the field, Bill Thomas, around the 30, still 15 yards away from where he needed to get, it still looked like he could get swarmed by the defense. Now he's running laterally, and the defense loses contain, and he gets around the edge along the sideline.
He was able to use his speed to create some separation to be able to turn that corner, but no way did I see that corner opening up for him when he was running laterally across the field. He was really looking for help, but he spread the defense out, outran enough of it, moved the chains here with a minute 35 left to go.
They moved the line of scrimmage back to midfield, so it's 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers at the 50-yard line. Shotgun snap for Mcdonald. Back to pass, 3 steps, looks, sideline, throws, off the receiver's face mask, and incomplete.
Right in the hands, too. Have to get a number over there, but nice try. Looking back over his shoulder, defender right in his face.
16 was the intended receiver, Kyle Citro.
Nice effort right there. Good defense, though. Let's give the Panthers some credit there. Cornerback and safety. Trying to see who's playing that side. Looks like 10.
That 10 would be Lions.
Yep, no, he's back at the safety. I'm looking
Second
at that
and 10
corner.
at midfield. Out of the gun. Back to pass. McDonald over the middle, and it is intercepted. Nick Quintana. And now he begins the return on the interception. He'll return it from left to right across the Mountaineer 40, the 35, and he slides 2 feet first down at the 33-yard line, because what Quintana knows is the touchdown doesn't matter. They've got a 10-point lead and the football. 1:16 to play in the fourth quarter. McDonald let it fly under pressure. Quintana set down in that linebacker spot over the middle, and bang, it was picked up.
Yeah, we've been calling Quintana's name a lot here, especially in the second half, but turned that interception into a 25-yard return, but smart enough to get down, not allowing a return turnover there as the pursuit started catching up to him. Just put himself down on his butt. Looks like we're getting the classic victory formation here.
Couple of snaps and kneel downs, and this one's over.
Mountaineers might be out of timeouts.
They are. The signal came after that last timeout. And there's the kneel down.
We're going to get one more
on
play.
First down.
Give him a loss of 3, but nobody cares about that stat.
They may have to snap it twice. Clock is going to wind down now. 55 seconds left. You got a 40-second play clock here.
I think they got one play,
Maybe
Todd.
one play. Maybe one play here.
We don't get the 10-second signal yet.
They're coming back to the line. Yeah, everybody's standing around. This is just pro forma.
It's going to be under 40 on the snap. We're done.
Under center. The snap, the kneel down by Lions. The Mountaineers opened with a huge offensive explosion. And the final kneel down comes after Wachusett surrenders a huge Franklin comeback. 32-22. Franklin over Wachusett by 10 points 2 years in a row.
I tell you, these two teams, they match up well, but Franklin just had that little extra, little tougher defense there in the second half and found their way from a 2-point halftime lead to a 10-point win.
And this Mountaineer team is going to be incredible in Central Massachusetts this year, Bill Thomas.
They're going to do their damage because I'm sure this is gonna linger, but they're going to have another game next week. They're going to move on, and this game will still pay off in the long run, because of the opponent that they decided to match up with tonight. But a heartbreaking loss for the Mountaineers.
And I could see this series being a great Central East battle year in and year out.
Why wouldn't
on
these
each
teams
other's schedule
want to play each other, with this kind of competition, this kind of turnout? Franklin, a great travel team up here. Their fans showed out in droves, and that's always great to see. Makes you want to come back to these types of games year in and year out.
And look at the sheer number of happy faces all around. A great high school football game witnessed by all on hand as the stadium here at Hal Lane Field begins to empty out. Final score from Hal Lane Field tonight. Franklin downs Wachusett 32-22 in Holden tonight. Mountaineers will fall to 0-1. Franklin will improve to 1-0 through 1 week of action. But we're not done yet. It's time now for you to grab that smart-enabled device, continue to open that smart-enabled device, and get ready. Because just because the play-by-play has ended doesn't mean this story has come to an end. We've got so much more. Kate Robbins is standing by back at the studio. She's got all of your stats, plus the final scores from around the region tonight with your most comprehensive Friday night scoreboard. That's coming up at the tail end. We'll also award our game balls to the players of the game, take that final whip around the region, and a whole lot more fun here on RFM Audio and with our partners at WLPZ and Tucka 56 Radio. Stick and stay with us. Once again, the final score here from Hal Lane Field. Franklin 32 and Wachusett 22. Post-game extra next. This is high school football on RFM.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
More than 270,000 students from nearly 370 MIAA member schools will participate in over 100,000 high school sports competitions this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MIAA, are the 227,000 high school sports students in Massachusetts. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The aims, the organization, and the policies of the MIAA are based on the philosophy that interscholastic activities, although a privilege and not a right, are important parts of the educational process. They should be encouraged, directed, and supported by a statewide organization. This organization's leaders should be representative of the state's schools and promote the further development of students' health and well-being. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association urges your support of this philosophy through your attendance at all local and state events. The MIAA and all its member institutions thank you. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden, where the storyline tonight is a Franklin comeback and another 10-point Franklin win against the Mountaineers from Wachusett. 32-22, Franklin with the victory tonight in the happy ride, down 495 to home base for these Panthers, who have come on the road and got themselves a great quality Week 1 victory with a 32-22 win over Wachusett. Time for the post-game extra here on RFM. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us and with our partners on WLPZ 95.1 FM all across Central Mass and Tucka 56 Radio. That's TUCKA 56radio.com on Live 365. In replay. We'll have all that information for you as we close out the broadcast tonight. Coming up here on the postgame, we'll have our game balls as we award them to the best performances that stand out tonight. And my, do we have choices for where those game balls can go performance-wise tonight. We'll have all of that coming up. But let's get the complete picture with the numbers as we connect with RFM HQ. Kate Robbins stands back at headquarters, and she's got your complete game recap and final numbers. Kate?
All right, let's take a look at team totals first. Wow, that bed music keeps going. All right, here we go. Team totals. Wachusett, 293 total yards of offense, 74 coming via the pass, 217 rushing yards for the Mountaineers in 56 plays on offense, 3 turnovers, that last one coming and being the dagger. On Franklin's side of the ball, 371 total yards of offense, 276 coming via the pass, 95 coming via the ground game in 46 plays. They also had 2 turnovers. Time of possession pretty well even. Wachusett 21 minutes of possession and Franklin with 27 minutes. If we take a look at individual notable statistics, first for the Mountaineers, the rushing attack. Snopkowski had 5 rushes for 12 yards. Corelli had 6 rushes for 22 yards. McGreary had 7 rushes for 44 yards. Mcdonald had 8 rushes for 139 yards rushing, capped off by that 42-yard first down scamper that he had to keep his drive alive there late in the fourth quarter. McDonald on the evening, 9 of 28. That's 32% completion rate for 74 yards total passing to 5 different receivers. Reiki had 4 receptions. Campabianca had 1 reception. Grayson had 1 reception. Corelli had 1 reception as well. And as a total unit, again, 76 yards total on the passing offense. Let's take a look at the scoring drives for Wachusett. Wachusett had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, a 3-yard touchdown rush by McGreary, capped off then by a 5-yard touchdown rush by McGeary. Then the offense kind of went quiet in the second and third, but in the fourth with 9:06 to go, there was a 5-yard touchdown rush by Tucker McDonald, a 2-point conversion that gives the Mountaineers their 22 points. Now, if we flip to the other side of the ball, Franklin's rushing attack, Michael David, 18 rushes for 103 yards on the ground. Jace Lyons from the quarterback spot also scampered 7 times, a total of 95 total yards of rushing offense. Jace Lyons, if we take a look at his passing, 13 of 14. He completed 93% of his passes, 276 yards total of passing offense for Jace Lyons. He averaged 21.2 yards per pitch and catch. His long was for 62. He made connections with 5 different receivers. Luke Davis had 5 receptions for 160 yards receiving. Ribeiro had a reception. Derek DeBrisk had 4 receptions for 91 yards. Grayson Hunter had 2 receptions, and Michael David had a reception as well. The very interesting part about their scoring on the night went like this. They had a touchdown reception, a 52-yard touchdown reception by Luke Davis in the first. In the second, they had a 23-yard field goal by Garrett Portesi. Then with 2:55 remaining in the half, there was the 62-yard touchdown reception by Luke Davis as well. That got them to 16 points in the first half. Third quarter, 29-yard touchdown reception by Luke Davis as well. So he was able to make it to pay dirt 3 different times on the evening. Field goal later in the third quarter by Garrett Portesi for 22 yards. That gives them 25 points. And then to cap things off with 2:59 remaining in the game, a 3-yard touchdown rush by Michael David gives Franklin their 32 points. So 32-22 is your final. Franklin over Wachusett. Todd and Billy, interesting numbers tonight.
Oh, no question about that, Kate. We were planning on offense being the name of the game, and it was certainly a treat here tonight, and you could see why. We had such a great crowd here at Hal Lane Field tonight. This was billed to be one of the bigger games of the early season, and it delivered in every way, shape, and form. Kate, let's take a look at our game balls here. It's time to hand out our game balls and acknowledge the standout performances of the game. Kate, Bill, and I will award our game balls to the student-athlete performances that changed the fortunes for their respective teams. Kate, you get to go first up tonight. Who gets your game ball?
Ladies first tonight. Now, it's very tempting to go with Luke Davis because he made it into the end zone 3 times. So 3 out of his 5 receptions were for touchdowns. But I'm going to give it to the guy that actually got him the ball. Quarterback Jace Lyons, 93% completion percentage. He was 13 of 14, 276 yards of passing offense. He led this team, and he led it all night long. So my game ball goes to the quarterback for Franklin, Jace Lyons.
I think it's a inspired choice there. One of my favorite parts about this segment, and the audience gets no appreciation for this, but I get to enjoy it. Billy and I are out at site. Kate is, of course, back in the studio. We have not discussed this in any way, shape, or form. Any of the conversations that we have are live on the air. So Kate has no idea, but it's fun watching Kate try to read Billy's brain from long distance, and Billy try to read Kate's brain from long distance and see who's going to go where with game balls. It is actually a lot of fun.
Tell them what I had written down.
And Bill Thomas was sitting here, Kate, writing feverishly those numbers for Lyons and Davis. And Lyons and Davis, he has flip-flopped multiple times here
I'll
tonight.
take care of it for him.
So, Bill Thomas, who gets your game ball?
Well, up until Kate's summary, all I remember is Davis running to daylight every time he touched the ball.
Times.
But I need to ask you,
Kate,
did Davis have any rushing yards? I missed that part of your summary. Because
Davis did not.
He did not. All right, so he drops down a notch in my book.
Okay.
You keep hearing David all night.
Yeah,
and you think it's Davis.
Yeah, but I mean, but he definitely opened our eyes with, and we've said it multiple times tonight, the yak, the yards after catch.
Yeah.
I think his 3 catches probably didn't travel, or the 3 big catches that for touchdowns didn't travel a total of 20 yards, and he adds 120, 140 or whatever on his yak after catch.
And Billy,
with 3 touchdowns.
Not too shabby. You catch the ball 5 times, you're in the end zone 3.
Yeah, exactly. And you end up with over 160 yards and a 35-yard average or whatever it turned out to be. But
Bingo.
Kate, as you were talking, I'm writing the numbers down. I didn't realize the Lions' numbers were that awesome, especially his passing numbers, 13 or 14. Kind of got lost in the mix there, but those little short outs, those crossing patterns that led to all those yards after catch, they were spot on, but he's got to deliver the ball. And you're right, Kate. If he's not delivering the ball, there's no yards after catch. So I think we're in agreement tonight. Your numbers convince me that Lyons is our player of the game.
Not too shabby putting them together blind, Bill Thomas.
It's pretty darn good if you ask me.
It's almost like you were here, Kate.
I got to award my game ball, and I want to go to the other side of the football. I want to talk about defense. Defense. And I could have had a lot of fun picking just about anybody on the Franklin front defensively. They were in the face of Tucker Mcdonald, who is clearly, head and shoulders quarterback-wise, prior to the season, considered the premier Central Mass quarterback in 2022. The quarterback that everybody is going to be measuring themselves against. And he demonstrated that tonight. And for that, Tucker Mcdonald deserves an honorable mention in this conversation because, as I said on the play-by-play call, sheer will and sheer drive is what continued that final offensive possession for the Mountaineers because it was dead in the backfield. He could have gone belly up like a fish around the 30-yard line, taken a hit, game over, and we would have been out of here a half an hour ago. Instead, he continued to move his legs and keep pushing and pressing the issue. So Tucker Mcdonald deserves an honorable mention. That said, my game ball is going to go to any member really of the front could do it, but the name I called over and over and over again defensively on that Franklin front had the final interception to seal the game, but that's not even close to the headline for Nick Cantina, who absolutely just beat up Tucker Mcdonald in every legitimate way you possibly can on a football field. Every time McDonald tried to step up in the pocket, every time he tried to roll out, Quintana was there. Whack, whack, whack. And there's just so many times that you can do that before you're starting to dance, and McDonald hung in there. But man, did he take some serious abuse in week 1. That's a lot of mileage put on you in one football game, but what a phenomenal game it was. Nick Quintana from Franklin gets my game ball on behalf of the Franklin defensive front. Great performance tonight, absolutely pressuring and just beating up Tucker McDonald, the Wachusett quarterback tonight. And those are our game balls and our players of the game for this week 1, game 2 of action here on RFM Audio. 32-22, the final score, Franklin over Wachusett. Kate, you get to take it home. Our final whip around the region with our most comprehensive regional Friday night scoreboard.
All right, let's take that whip around the region. First and foremost, we've got the Mansfield St. John's game, final there, 35-6 Mansfield over St. John's. Again, St. John's going into the Catholic Conference into Eastern Mass, and they are certainly finding out what Eastern Mass football is all about. Final from the Bernardian Bowl, St. Bernard's over Valley Tech, 30-0. 30-0 shutout by the Bernardians at the Bernardian Bowl tonight. Assabet Valley falls to Millbury, 28-14, your final there. Monty Tech, however, in Fitchburg beats Murdoch 30-22, your final there. A close one coming in the Air Shirley Worcester Tech game. Worcester Tech victorious 22-20, your final there. Quabbin beats Gardner tonight 27-21, your final in that one. Algonquin, Todd and Billy, this one will be important because it's Leominster's week 2 opponent in Doherty. Algonquin shuts out Doherty 20-0, your final. Algonquin over Doherty there. Those are 2 opponents that Leominster will see later in this season. Out in Shrewsbury tonight, the Colonials fall to Andover 34-6, your final there. Marlborough victorious against Tantascwa 33-14, your final out of Marlborough. Here's another interesting thing, because the week 3 opponent for Leominster is Neshoba. They fall to a strong Grafton Gators team 27-7, your final out of Bolton. Neshoba falling there. Oakmont victorious against Narragansett 38-12, your final out at Narragansett. We only had a halftime score coming out of the West Boylston-Northbridge game. The West Boylston in control there, 22-0. West Boylston was on top of Northbridge at the beginning of the third quarter. A final, Hudson and Clinton. Hudson beating Clinton 20-13. And I still only have that halftime score coming out of the Danvers-Tewksbury game. It was tied there. Obviously, last night, Leominster and Fitchburg. Leominster a victor, 48-6 there. And tomorrow, St. Paul's will be taking on the Nipmuc Warriors in your Saturday, September 10th slate. And that is your whip around the region, Todd and Bill.
Kate Robbins with great work tonight from back at Master Control, keeping stats via radio. Bill Thomas.
What was the score of the Lowell football game, Kate?
Don't start with me.
I couldn't resist.
Did they play? Kate Robbins, great
job Kate.
Back at Master Control. Take Patrick out for his final bottle, and off to bed he goes.
Yep, bedtime, bottle, and book time. We got story time coming up for Little P, so we are going to be signing off from the Mr. P studios here at RFM headquarters because it's bedtime.
Oh, Kate, thank you so much, and we will see you / talk to you next week. Kate Robbins with the great work back at Master Control tonight. Want to also thank my in-laws once again, Louise Meyer, Doug Meyer there as part of the village to help raise the family. I got to imagine that, in order to keep stats in a game you can't see because it wasn't on video anywhere, I have to imagine it might have taken a village. Perhaps Patrick himself had the abacus out and was trying to help Mom keep the statistics
or at
there.
least holding the pad of paper down flat and so she could read what she's writing while she's holding him in one arm and scribbling away with the other. But
I've never pretended Kate's job is easy.
No. I mean, on site, it's not easy. I can't imagine how she's managing based on what we're telling her, sight unseen. But great job. And I tell you, the stats that she come up with, it really paints a picture.
Indeed, it sure does. So the question is, what's next? Well, what's next is a great question. And RFM and our partners have your listening and viewing options covered. Encore presentations of tonight's broadcast will be available all weekend and on into next week. Over the air Saturday, that's tomorrow at noon, with our partners at WLPZ 95.1 FM and WLPZ.org. They are also streaming live via live365.com. Search WLPZ LP 95.1 for the Saturday re-air of today's action. Then coming up on Sunday, an encore presentation available at noon of last night's Leominster-Fitchburg game. That will be on Tucka56radio.com and Tucka56 Radio on Live 365. That's Tucka, Tucka 56 Radio, for a Sunday noon re-air of Leominster-Fitchburg from last night. Then on Monday night at 8 o'clock, you go right back to Tucka56radio.com and Tucka56 Radio on Live 365, and you'll get a replay of this action here, Wachusett and Franklin, a phenomenal battle. Two great football games to open week one, and our partners have your re-airs coming up over the next couple of days. Leominster TV's got the re-airs of the Leominster-Fitchburg game throughout the weekends as well. And then, of course, we get on into Monday, and it's Coach's Corner with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates. An all-new episode on Monday on these same RFM platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, 9 p.m. on Monday nights. And then also Wednesday, Coach's Corner at 8 p.m. It's on Tucka 56 Radio and on WLPZ 95.1 FM. Coach's Corner on Thursday nights at 5 o'clock. And you can check your local listings for more information. Our next broadcast, week 2 of action, back to Doyle Field. Leominster's got their home opener next Friday night. We've got that action for you coming up on next Friday night for Leominster and Doherty. Countdown to kickoff, 6 o'clock on the air, right here on these same RFM platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, with our partners at Leominster TV, and also with our partners at WLPZ and Tucka 56 Radio and Replay next weekend. So for the live coverage, RFM and Leominster TV next Friday night for Leominster and Doherty. And Bill Thomas, based on what we just heard, at Doherty offense, been vaunted for years.
Absolutely.
Coach Mulcahy not going to be happy about that week 1 performance.
Well, I'm sure that they'll have a renewed fire in their belly when they show up at Doyle Field, because they know after what Doyle did over at Crocker Field last night, I'm sure that they've already read the reviews and what's going to be coming up. Even though they did have a game tonight, it's hard to ignore what your opponents are doing. I think that it's a good time for Coach Gates to take advantage of the people and teams that have taken advantage of him the last few years, and he's got the talent to do it. I'm quite sure he's going to be in a great mood when you get to talk to him on Monday, but he's not going to be totally satisfied. He's going to find something.
Got a whole season ahead of you.
He's got to find something. But he's got to be happy, and I'm sure he can't wait to get back on the field this coming Friday night against Doherty.
We'll look forward to that coming up on Friday night. Leominster and Doherty, week 2 action here on RFM and with our partners at Leominster TV. Only one thing left to do, and that's to thank all of you for being a part of our family over the last couple of hours and a fantastic night here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. Once again, the final score. Franklin 32 and Wachusett 22. Franklin improves to 1-0 and Wachusett falls to 0-1 on a clear, moon-filled night here on the campus of Wachusett Regional. Thank you for spending the evening with us. For Kate Robbins back at HQ, Bill Thomas here to my left. I am Todd Robbins saying thank you so very much for joining us. And until week 2 action next week or the Coach's Corner on Monday, we say so long, everybody.
Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine. Alan Glennie quarterbacks his ball club. Delakia's in the end zone.
And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John Ulecki.
Warren Muir.
LeQueer.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Tumbley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
D. Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis.
McDonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins. Geraldo Rivera. Gray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in Central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM, continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning is Dickey and Ron Lamar. Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Spence along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker.
Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins.